So yeah, so we were. Sorry, I just want to. I just usually just want to have some text so people can. Okay. So yeah, so the diligence part is very crucial. It's definitely necessary, right? So usually, if you let's say if you're not in Ghana, let's say you're in the US, you're in the UK, usually I advise that get somebody on ground, right? It could be your parents, it could be your family, right? And here's the thing about working with people in Ghana. If you are not in Ghana, it's the most important thing. I would say the most important thing about doing anything in Ghana is the people you get to work with. Because if you don't take care, you can work with people who think. Also, Samir, can you send the Zoom link to the Slack workspace? So if anybody wants to join a new, they use that. Send the link to the Slack workspace to maybe discussions around them or something.
I did
And
already.
okay, fantastic. So the most important thing about doing anything in Ghana is the people you get to work with, right? Because sometimes the people don't know the hassle you're going through. They think, oh, it's not tree. And then you have, oh, sorry, to those who don't get a tree, they may think, oh, you have come to live in the US or in the UK and something, or maybe you're still in school and maybe like the money is free for you, money comes easy to you. They'll be like, oh, $1 is maybe 15 Ghana cedis. So they think, no, it's not the same. Like it's more difficult to get $10 in the US than it is to get 10 Ghana cities in Ghana, right? So people may not really understand your struggles. They won't even get the full picture of the hard things you are going through, right? Some don't even think the moment you travel to the US, to the US or the UK, you become a citizen in the US or the UK. No, we're literally international students, right? We are on a time bomb. So people don't understand these things may take you for a ride. You send them money to buy something, they'll chop the money. They'll not be hardworking. They'll squander your money. I know, people can easily make a mess of you, can easily make a mess of you. So the people you work with in Ghana matters a lot. You want to get something, and you can start with your family. Explain to your, if you have siblings in Ghana, older siblings, explain to them, hey Jeff, this thing is so important to me. I don't have money. Like this is literally this is the money I have for my internship. It's the only money I have. Like, please take it with care. Explain it to your mom. Like, let them understand the importance of the hustle. I beg, please. If people don't understand your hustle and your struggles, they may take you for a ride, right? But I'm like, family is maybe more likely to, to understand the struggles you go through. But also use your classmates from high school, those who are God fearing, and those who you really, you know the people you can trust, right? But try to be on them. Ask for status updates every week. So, how was the site visit? The site you visited, how was it? Like, ask questions and prompt them. Don't be in the US and buy land strictly using an agent. Like, man, they're going to mess you up. In fact, this one thing I've learned, even if you're in the US or the UK and are buying, let's say, land or some assets in Ghana, don't even text them with your foreign number or something. Get somebody on ground to text them so they will speak with them like on ground people. Because the moment some of them realize that they call you diaspora people, they will squeeze you hard. Like they will add 70% to the price. Because again, they're thinking you're some rich guru somewhere, right? So the due diligence one, get somebody on ground, get a native to help work with the person one-on-one. Let them visit the site, let them do this and let them do that, right? You can only jump away from land, but land is an amazing asset. Please, let me tell you the truth. See, I know people bought land, right? I have a friend of mine who is really into buying lands. He's bought so many lands. He's bought a lot. When you go to like Kaswa English, all this, he has bought a lot. His plan is one of his plans is to build a library all across Ghana, and maybe extend maybe like he has one in so many places, and like he's got like a lot of them. Now he bought this plot of land for 100,000 Ghana cedis, about 3 years ago, I think, in somewhere English Yamanfro. It's like on the Accra Kaswa Road, and right now if you go buy that land, you'll not sell it to you for less than 150. But within 3 years, it's added 50,000 Ghana cedis to the value of the land. Literally, I'm not kidding you. Like literally, right? Just got it because some of the places develop fast and everything. I know if you don't believe me, go to YouTube and see some of the lands that they sell now. Check 3 years ago the price. As today, it's absurd. When you go to you put no Brekusu where Ashesi is. Do you all know Brekusu where Ashesi is? You know Ashesi University, right? So I went to Brekusu sometime around 2018 after I went Shark Squares. And trust me, it was so hard to get to the place, to the location. Brekusu was so like, let me show you. It was like the road was bumpy. Actually, one of my professors even went there. One of my professors went to Brekusu like about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. You could not believe it because the road was bad and everything was so bad, right? So land in Brekusu. In fact, I just even got the land free of charge from the what do you call it? So I want to show you some data I gathered. I just got the land free of charge from the chief, right? The chief just even gave them the land, I believe. Um, but now let me show you the price for one of some of the price for uh but now if you go to so as I said, like Rikusu was like this, I get data from people and so on and so forth. It's like but now let me show you some of the prices for some of the lands in Brikusu. Brikusu is in the eastern region, some place like on there. So Brikusu right now, some of the lands people are selling there now is 160,000 Ghana cedis. 160,000 Ghana cedis. That is like what? That's like 10,000, that's like 11,000 US dollars. 5 years ago, you won't buy because land was so cheap 5 years ago. It's like because Eastern region, they were trying to even get people to come there. They're like, people come build. They gave some of the land to people for free. I just got this huge. But now look, about 5 years after, Brikuso is 160,000 Ghana cedis, right? Which is huge. If you bought some of these lands, like probably like 5 years ago, you probably get it like maybe half the price or even less, right? So the value never goes down. Of course, inflation has gone up and everything, but as inflation goes up, people also squeeze their own profit into it. It's just some data I got for some of the areas. Of course, some of these prices are definitely negotiable and everything. I usually have somebody on ground who does some of this research for me and everything. So when I get money, I can consult with them. So this I think it's a month for this break. So this Abokobi Hills. This is Dodoa. This is Pram Pram. I think Pram Pram is like on the Tema, it's around Tema and everything. I think this kind of like the best price I even saw there. That's 60,000. So this probably in a very, it's like maybe hectares of land. They're just carving out the place right now. This is Kwabenya. This is actually in dollars. That's like 35,000. That's 35,000 US dollars. Some don't even charge you the prices in dollars. That tells you how hard people are. But again, it's an amazing investment. Like it's fantastic. Whether it is, see, even if you buy a half, I have a friend who has bought a half plot of land, and they have built a library on it. A building, it's actually less than a half plot. It's so beautiful, right? Sorry, there's so much I want to say online, but I want to skip it. So I usually ask for things like closeness to like amenities. So this the one in Abokobi Hills. Like so these are mainly like in Eastern region and Greater Accra. You guys will visit for April, then Dodoa and all these places. So hey, it's amazing. If you can do this on this quick room, they sell it 6,000, 60,000 per plot, but they sell in acres, right? Now, before I continue, let me say this thing. Some of these things we're going to talk about right now, if you think about it, like personally, it's maybe a lot, right? You're like, me, 100, maybe you like taking 150,000 Ghana, that's like taking, let's say, 10,000 US dollars to go. You probably don't have it, right? But here's the beauty in a community. If yes, so you come together with 3 friends, right? And 3 friends, everybody brings, let's say, 50,000 Ghana cedis, right? Together, 3 friends, so you can buy 1 plot of land, right? Or even 2 friends can buy 1 plot of land. Buy it as friends, right? Then you can divide it half plot, half plot. So that's the power in groupings. So some of these things we're going to discuss today, personally, you may not have the strength for it. Or maybe when you take that money from a bank account, you're going to put a dent in your bank account. So what you can do is that you can collaborate with others, right? You can maybe a group of 3, a group of 4, everybody can bring $5,000. By the time you realize you've got $20,000, $20,000, you can buy some very good land. You can buy some super good land, some place in Abilikuma or something. Build a wall around it. If you won't even build something like sell it or do something like that, right? So that's the power also in collective numbers. So if you can't achieve some of these things like me, please, you can find a group, right? Just a trustworthy group. Of course, you document everything so that nobody brings any issues or something. Everything is documented. Your indenture is like, we get to understand that this land is for 3 of us or 4 of us. Then over time, you can scale it and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's the issues with land. I'll go on. So we're still on the investments portion. We're still on getting assets or businesses. And I highly advise it that as an international, anywhere in the world, it's good to get land, at least in Africa. Africa is growing. Africa is booming. Trust me, it's an amazing place to invest in something like land. Let's go to the other thing. Can we move on from land? Unless anybody has a specific question, because we don't have so much time. Can we move on to the next thing? Or anybody has a question? If you're very familiar with the Kumasi terrain, get yours in Kumasi. I know people are rushing to Accra in all these areas. See. You don't have to look. You don't have to go and spend like 300,000 Ghana cedis, like 3 billion old Ghana cedis. That is like 20,000 US dollars on some land in some high place in Accra. When you can get some in some medium, when you can get 2 of it in the medium Accra city, or some 2 medium in, let's say, Aburi, or some place in Kumasi, or even in Sunyani. Like, look, like you have to make very wise decisions, right? Don't follow the hype, because sometimes the hype is not really worth it, right? Because hey, wherever, if you build a land in a good area, people will definitely rent out. You can build the owners, you can build a hospital, you can build it. There's so many things you can land for. You can build a factory. We'll touch on some of those later. You can do many of these things and still cash out big and recoup your money and make your money after 1 year, right? So don't just follow the hype. I want to get a land in East Legon. Woman, you get a land in East Legon right now? Well, maybe you can. If you do, please give me a half plot for free. But like, I don't know if anyone of us is here, because if you look at those houses, those land prices, East Legon, they cost like 130,000 US dollars. Why should you take 130,000 US dollars out of your bank account to go buy some East Legon house right now? It's not worth it. But again, if you're a group of 10 friends or 5 friends or 7 friends and you can do it, everybody can bring $10,000, put it together and buy some land in some expensive East Legon cantonment or Quadaso Hills, Hilltop or Diamond Hills, anything, then sure, go for it. Because again, those areas, if you build, even if you don't build anything, you want to sell some Quadaso, Hilltop, or Diamond Hills land in 5 years, you can double the price, people will buy, because some people are very rich in Ghana. People spend millions and billions, right? So if you can, fine. But if you can't, please don't pressure yourself to go for those places. No, it's not worth it. Okay, can we move on? Is there a question? Okay. So let's get let's yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, the thing I want to. Oh, sorry, a question. Go on. Someone has a question.
Yes. How do you do the due diligence? Do you ask the land sellers to give you a site
Mhm.
plan, so you go to the land commission to check, or
So
how do you
after
go about it?
so number one, get somebody on ground, right? Maybe your uncle, maybe your mother, maybe your father, maybe your brother, right? I can we can even if people we can actually get a very organized thing. We can get people to do some of those things for us. Usually there's someone that is like person giving these data and all. That they know the process, right? Usually it's good to have somebody who is familiar with the process, right? So they cannot easily be cheated, right? And then they will take this whole like process, like step by step thing, right? Then they follow the step by step thing. Like you do your site search, right? You go to the lands commission, you check this, you get your indenture, make sure everything is signed, you make the part payment, you touch the land first and everything before you are like, okay, sealed, right? Like this is basically the process, right? So ideally, it's good to get somebody who is a bit don't trust the land because he's just trying to make his money, right? Even the agents, don't trust them. Some of these agents are crook. They sell that land to 5 different people. And after that, it becomes a court case for 10 years. Ghana court case in Ghana does not get resolved quickly. Trust me. Then people are still in court cases. I know people bought land from the UK in Ghana and they're still doing fighting court cases for 5+ years. It's not worth it. It will waste your money, it will waste your time and your energy. So it's good to have somebody who knows the process and can help you go through, right? Again, don't just trust the guy selling the land. It is not worth it, right? Get somebody on ground. Okay, any other question? Let me move on. Shall we move on? You can ask the question later on, even if you move on. Are we good to go? Good to go, good to go, good to go.
Yeah.
Okay, this stuff. Number two is, again, we're still considering things that you can use your money for. I'm talking about tangible things, right? Tangible things. We talk about non-tangible things like trading and stocks and savings later on, but I'm just talking about tangible things right now because this is why you choose first. Next one is also businesses, right? Businesses. So sometimes, land is, I highly advise that this summer, when you do your internship or something, you should maybe get wait, actually, let me do something. Let me see if there's this person I'm looking for. Okay, so I highly advise that at least even this summer, like if you can, maybe after internship or something, get some half plot of land or even some one plot of land to look. Try after your internship or something, just try. That's why, like some one plot somewhere, right? It's even if you don't build, it's fine. If you just want to go back to home in Ghana, some of us whose parents are renting houses now, you're gonna build your own nice house, right? When you eventually move to Ghana or something, or you can even bid for your family or something, I highly advise that after your summer or something, like before you graduate or after you graduate, try and get, even if you just start working, try and get some one plot of land in a good place, right? That some new set, and just build a wall around it or just secure it and just one. Just get one. That's what I was advised for. Just get one. Trust me, you thank me in future. If you want to gift it to me in future, to definitely, God bless you in advance. God bless you so much. Those of you are thinking of that. So the next thing is maybe you want to maybe you've got your half plot of land secured. Half plot is a big, so usually a standard land costs like, let's say one plot is like 100 by 70, right? Or depends, some can be 80 by 90 or something, depends. But then sometimes you go secure a half plot, or maybe you're not like, land, me, I'm going to build my house in the US, I'm going to live in the UK, I'm going to live in Canada or something, right? That's fine. But there are also other things you can use the money for back home, right? The reason I'm focusing back home is because of how the economy is there. Two things. Number one, the economy back home is really increasing, right? It's developing at a faster pace. Number one. And number two, also, sometimes our money has greater purchasing power back home. Like you can't go and buy land for $20,000 just here in the US. Like you can't, right? But in Ghana, you actually can. Even though in Ghana it's becoming expensive. See, sometimes I go online and see the price people are giving. I'm like, these people are so not normal. How can you Ghana and sell land to me at $100,000 US? Like there's this man who told me something. He's like, what? Like the ones he got is like $150,000 or something. I was like, thank you so much. Thank you. We shall meet later. Like, yeah, man, it's really crazy down there. But this is the second thing too, other businesses. So there are lots of businesses you can actually do in Ghana, a lot of them, and I categorize them into, because there's the farming or the agriculture business, there's transportation, there's manufacturing, there's import/export, and one business I love so much is water production. I have the numbers, but I shouldn't put this doc together this morning before I met you, but sorry. Let's talk about farming, for instance. So, people in Ghana definitely don't like agriculture in some ways. Like the youth are like, they think farming is a poor man's work or something. But it's so sad. That is literally a gold mine. It is a gold mine. Agriculture is a gold mine. Look, it is an absolute gold mine. I'll show you more data. like in a couple of minutes. Like the different forms of agriculture you can enter, you can into animal farming or plant farming or crop farming. I usually like for crop farming, I usually look at vegetable farming, and also for animal farming, I usually look at poultry or pig farming. I know people do pig farming. I know other people also do sheep and goats and everything. But I think people are more into poultry now. If you go to Ghana, a lot of people are doing poultry farming now. But the issues with any of all these farmers, trust me, they are not easy. Number one, they are not easy. But it is a gold mine. What do I mean by a gold mine? Now, poultry farming is one of the most profitable farming business anybody can enter, but it is super capital intensive. The main cost of the main source of the cost is in feeding, right? Animal feed. Because if you do poultry farming, you're going to feed your birds like twice a day, and and if you do like 1,000 birds, like with 75% mortality rate, that's like I can get 1,000 birds, but maybe 250 will die. Because maybe temperature and disease and infections and everything. But the feed is very costly. That's the thing with poultry farming. Feed is expensive, but the gains are huge. It's so huge. Why? Because when you get eggs from the poultry, you get the eggs from, if you get layers, you get eggs every single in Ghana. People buy eggs every single day in Ghana. Those in the US, do you realize that last month there was even extra take in the United States? And even Walmart and Target, they didn't even have eggs, even Whole Foods. Because and see, Ghana, people even mock Ghanaians and Nigerians even mock. Of course, Nigerians also eat eggs a lot, right? So poultry farming is a huge business. Like it's a gold mine, but generally in poultry farming, you don't usually make your money. A cycle is usually 1.5 months in poultry farming, and you usually recoup your money after 3 years. So by recoup your money, I mean like after 3 years in poultry farming, you'd have made all the capital you invested in plus profits. By capital you invested in, I'm thinking about maybe you have to buy new land. You have to buy land for the poultry farm. Maybe you built your own pen. Maybe you built your own, maybe it was stationary. Maybe you didn't do the cage system. Maybe if you did cage system, it's fine. Maybe you got your ventilators, you got the cooling system, which is a bit of overkill. And all these things, right? Like it's definitely like poultry farming is capital intensive. Again, if you have just $10,000, I don't think that's something you should start on a large scale. But of course, you can do a small scale or maybe some 200 beds. Just get some maybe 1 plot of land, do 200 beds. And in Ghana, people are actually doing this. Actually, the cage system is becoming very common in Ghana. Actually, the cage system is becoming very common. Why they built? Okay, I think I want to show you images for the videos because of our time. So this is what people are actually doing now. And but the battery is getting very common in Ghana now. I don't know if people have seen it. And this one they're making bank. Look at this guy. He's making this person is making 16,000. 16. What was the video? They're making 16,000 Ghana cedis daily, right? Look at how much they're making from the battery cage system. That's 16. Can you see my screen? Can you still see my screen? Can anybody see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
No? Yeah, we can.
Okay, good. So this is somebody's been they're making 16. That's like $1,000 daily. $1,000 daily, right? Of course, this is definitely a large scale one. This is very capital intensive for sure, right? And they make $1,000 every day. So that's like in 5 days, right? They're making $5,000. I don't know which software engineer here makes that much money. No, even in the US, like even senior engineers, you don't make this much money. But again, this is capital intensive. But to even construct this cage and everything. So maybe like right now, we're not asking people to just start something. I just wanted to get the ideas, right? So over time, I don't have anything like this, right? But I'm like, if because I wake up one day and there's gold under my bed, I know where to put my money, right? So so it makes money. Poultry farm makes money and this money he makes daily is most likely from egg laying, like it's eggs. I know this guy who has a farming business, an egg farming business. Every egg that lands on the floor, right, or on the collector every single day has already been bought. I know people who place their eggs days ahead of time because eggs are so critical in Ghana and even the United States. Some of them, they export it. So I have import-export business also on the file, right? So it's an excellent business. You make a lot, you definitely make money, but usually it happens like after 3 years or something. And again, poultry or animal farming is capital intensive for sure. If a group of 5 friends again who come together and launch it in 5 years, definitely go for it. Go help you, right? But you will make money. Like you will make money. One, you get the eggs to sell. Number two, you also get to sell the animal themselves, right? Ghana, but during Christmas, people buy poultry and everything. So there's definitely money in animal farming. Of course, there's cattle. I also know pig farming. I have a friend who does pig farming, and it's like he told me. So I was trying to get data also so that we come and present here. It's like the main two place sources where he gets money from. So he did both crop farming and animal farming. I invested a little with him, like some $2,000 or so when I was in second year or something. I've not made my money yet though, but I'm yet to chasing for my money. But he started crop farming and animal farming, and right now it's like the one that is really making the money. It's the animal farming. It's getting a lot of money from the pig farm and the pigs. People buy pigs a lot in Ghana, right? If you get some areas like people eat pork very, very, very much in Ghana. So it's like it definitely gives money, pork farming. And I think it's less management, right? Because the porks I bet spend their own ways, right? And there's also people who do cattle farming. That's also very capital intensive though, but they make money. It's a fantastic. So animal farming is just one of them. There's also vegetable farming, and I love vegetable farming. Like it's like I don't have a vegetable farm. I hope I wish I did, but it's they make bank, they make money, and yeah, someone says pick a hybridess too. Yeah, pig farming you start and it's like papa, you are there. So let me show you this guy Lenny. And they make money like vegetable. They do. You don't have habanero peppers. You probably don't, but it's fine. I know Lenny who does habanero pepper and those things. Look, look at this person does a chili pepper farm, and they make like 35,000 Ghana cedis in 3 months, right? That's like $2,200 in 3 months. That is good money. And guess what? For you, it's not even it's a side business, right? But of course, you need somebody on ground who is helping you manage the business. Of course, some of these business and let some of these things okay to kind of like as I said, it's good to get the knowledge. Like when you get the money, you can easily know where to put your money. But hey, like it's an excellent business, right? But you need to get somebody who's good on ground. This is probably like on 1 acre of land, which is fine. 1 acre is just 4 plots, and farmland is relatively cheaper. You can get farmland for 5,000. And I said this per acre. If some place in Kumau, some place in Ashanti region, some place in Eastern region, and of course, Brown Half region, BA, right? But some of the areas are very expensive. It's some of the areas are like very killer. But hey, vegetable, farm, you don't need to buy land in this Legon for farm, no. Even the land you buy for a building, you can use it for vegetable. Maybe you've got some 2 plots of land for building a house. If not started building a house, that's fine. Have some 1 room on it, let somebody live there and tell the caretaker that hey, I've got 2 plots. I don't want to build my house, but I don't want to build a house now. But I want you to do farming on that land for me. Just maybe grow pepper, or maybe grow habanero pepper, or maybe tomatoes. Trust me, people always buy. Just go to the restaurant or the chop buy nearby. But hey, chop bar, I was supplying you with pepper at a discounted price. They'll buy it from you every single day. People buy pepper in Ghana every single day. But how many farmers are there in Ghana? So it makes money. It catches up. The one reason I also like vegetable farming is this: vegetables don't take so long to grow. If you catch crops like cocoa, which of course can take like years, like 4, 5 years, 3, 4, 5 years before you start. If you go, let's say maize people like 3 to 6 months or so and so forth, right? But vegetable farming is usually like a couple of months, just know. And the reason I like farming is also because growing up, I like it when things grow. I like it when things like grow up. And let me does habanero pepper. People do this Lenny's one. He does like he gets like 5,000, like every week or so. Like he makes so much money. This guy makes this weekly. Oh, and there's this man I also know. That man, this man I was talking. This man is also a very fantastic guy. He does what is this guy? He does the leafy vegetables. Like he does the one, Ayo, don't use for Diogo. Ayo, right? Don't use for Diogo. So he's probably he's connect the market women and yeah, Ayo. And then he makes money. This guy, he has a lot of I think he's a northerner, I think, because his accent is a bit, yeah. So vegetable farming is fantastic. There are also other ones like maize, which maize people buy abroad every day, when it comes in season and so on and so forth, right? So but there's also farming. But again, the thing with this is you need trusted people to work with on ground, right? You need trusted people to work with on ground. You need a trusted, ideally, when it's one of these and you don't have knowledge in it, it's fine. Get a consultant. You can get somebody who's already doing some of these businesses and you can hire them as a consultant, then come and train your people, right? And then you pay them. So after maybe 6 months, they can leave because now your people have the skills. Or number 2, one thing you can also do is that you can speak with maybe if you buy it, let's say in a village, right? You can get people in the village, or you can employ people in the village to take care of it for you. Then you pay them, right? You can maybe give their children scholarship, right? Pay their children school fees. Of course, you can do that. You can pay for the high school. It's the same free feeding now, free school fees now. Thank God. You can, there's definitely ways. But again, you still need somebody on ground. You have somebody who's your middleman between you and the people on ground, right? So it's definitely good. I can see some hands raised. Yeah, where are they run? Please ask your question. Oh, it's Tony. Tony. Yes, please ask your question. Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, please.
Sorry, I wanted to take it back a little bit, right?
Yeah, sure.
Poultry farming and stuff. Don't you have to be very hands-on with it? Otherwise, like maybe.
So you definitely employ people. You definitely have people on ground, right? Like you're probably not there. So you definitely employ people, right? You have to employ people to work on it, right? And you don't need, like, if you get, let's say if you do 1,000 cage system, right? It's like 1,000 birds and everything, you get like 4 or 3 people. Because look, if you put them in the cage and everything, what you do is that you feed them, right? If you look at the cage, how the cage system looks like. Some people do the cage system, especially for layers, those who just lay eggs and everything. If you do the cage system, right, you realize that once you, so you have people come and build a cage for you. I know there are people in Ghana who build cages for people, right?
Yeah.
And then you load them in. So it's like the cage is slanted. Look at the picture, it's slanted. So when they lay the eggs, it just falls down, right? It just slopes down, right? That's I'm trying to enlarge the picture for you, right? So the main thing you do is like in the morning, you go and pour the feed. So you see, there's a feed. Can you see this picture to the side? Can you see the picture to the side?
Oh my God, it's a good exercise.
Can people see the picture to the side? This picture here. I mean, this big picture here. Can everybody see it?
We can. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see that. So there's the feed. I wanted to mute the person's sound. Okay, so you can see that there's a feed bar and there's an X bar, right? So they basically that. So it's like so the main job you do, the main job your employees will do is they put the feed here and then they pick the eggs also in the morning, right? They pick the eggs here and then they put the feed here. So that's basically what they do. You know, all these things, right? But once they grow, usually I think the critical thing about poultry farm, which my research is when they are young. When they are chicks, that's the most critical part. But the moment they grow like this, hooray, thank God, they start making human, right? But when they're young, mortality rates can be relatively high. They can die, you know, because they need the right heating system. And I'm like, get a consultant, right? Get somebody who's very proficient in it to come help you at least for the first 6 months till they grow, right? Once they grow, it's game over for you know, game over, and then you start making your money. Does that make sense? So yeah, these things, as I said, I was like, the culture is not easy, right? But you get the right people, you know, the right work, definitely you are getting there, right? You are definitely getting there, right? Definitely getting there. Does that make sense? So yeah, agriculture is definitely not, it's not easy, but hey, if you get it right, go to the universities, you know, and plus they give them internships, right? Give them the agriculture students in KNUST and in the University of Ghana, give them good, you know, give stipends, give them internships, and so on and so forth. Yeah, the early stages for the poultry are very critical, definitely, right? Once they grow, you start making your money, right? Do all those things. You can give internships to people, right? Let them come work on your farm, you know, like pay them 500, you know, 700. I mean, pay them. I like to take good care of employees if I have, you know, any. I don't have employees yet. Hopefully I'll have soon. But, you know, take good care of them and so on and so forth, right? And they, yeah, they'll be faithful to you too, you know. But again, please, if you do any business in Ghana, please don't trust people, but don't trust people wholeheartedly. Like, be hard on them. It's not charity work you're doing. Look, if you're doing charity work, fine, you can still join this session. But if it's business you want to do to make your money, please use like iron, but use iron fist. Like, be hard on them, because I said people in Ghana may take you for a ride. They may think your money is falling off trees. Don't do that, right? Don't do that. Okay, let's go to the next thing. So that's fine now. I'm going to have to jump off. We don't have time, right? We are even going over time. Next thing is also the transportation business. Look, I want to show you something. Some of us are in Ghana, right? If you're in Ghana, can you react with an emoji first? Join us from Ghana right now. So like, if you're not, I'll say if you're in Ghana right now, okay, fantastic. Okay. Okay, good. Amazing. Fantastic. Okay. If you're from also, you are joining us currently in Ghana. Why that side emoji why Fifi? Okay, fantastic. Good stuff. Okay, let's proceed. Okay. The other thing also is transportation business. I'm going to break this into like 4 ways, right? 4 ways can profit from vehicles or transportation. One way is to use a public transport system, right? So what it is, you buy a car, right? You buy, let's say, trotro, right? And you make it run for you. You make money every single week. So when you buy a trotro for me to drive for you, I'm going to bring you sales, right? In Ghana, that's how the system is. You can't buy a trotro for somebody to work for you or taxi over to work for you, and then you're like, give me all the money and I'll pay you monthly salary. No, we don't do that in Ghana, right? Ghana, what it is that they bring you the money in the form of sales. So every week they bring you some amount of money, right? And on the community they are in and the car they drive, the amount they bring you might change. So generally, if you have a good trotro in Ghana, let's say in Kumasi or someplace in Accra, they bring you 1,500 every single week. Every week they bring 1,500. So let's do the math. They bring you, can you see the calculator? Okay, let's use an actual calculator. So they bring you, I want to show you the numbers. There's actually money in the system that people are not squeezing out. But God bless us to get more money so we can squeeze some out. Sorry, I want to make this bigger. Okay, can you all see the calculator here? Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. There's like 60 people on the call and people don't reply when you talk. What's going on? Okay, so
Yes.
Good, fantastic. So let's say they bring you 1,500 as sales, right, every week, right? Of course, let's even say they'll bring you 1,200 sales every week, right? That means that in 4 weeks, that is less than a month. Hey, what's happening here? That is mean that in 4 weeks, which is less than a month. Hey, why? Sorry, my calculator thing is misbehaving. Let's open an actual calculator. I don't let the screen this down. Let me enlarge this. Okay, so they bring in 1,200 sales every week in Ghana, basically trotro. Why does the thing move when I hit? Oh, actually, I mean, I don't know why it moves to. Okay, they bring you 4, so 4. So that's 4,800 every week, right? Now that means like You are probably in the US or you're in the UK or you're in Ghana, and you're getting 4,800 Ghana cedis every month without working. You're getting 4,000% into your account. Now, if you're in Ghana, that's like 4,000. Let's assume you even give the driver bonus of the driver, take the 800. So you're getting 4,000 Ghana cedis every month as side money, side hustle, right? In the US, you're a student, and every week, every month, you get 4,000. So if I do this, that means that a year, I'm getting 56,000, 57,000. What do you call it? Let's even say 55,000. I'm making 55,000 money in your bank account as a student. In Ghana, and you're still in the US, and you have 57,000 Ghana cedis in your bank account. Now, let's say in 2 years, let's say your car survives. Let's say in 2 years, you're making 115,000. That is almost like what? This is like 10, 12,000, whatever US dollars or something. Sorry, I'm too much of a Ghanaian. I just have the Ghana values. So it's like that's like I'm making over 1 billion Ghana cedis, right? In 2 years. Now, there's a thing with transportation business. You have a good transportation business and a very faithful driver. What happens is that after 2 years, you get enough money to buy another car. So that means that in your third year, right? People usually do it after 1.5 years. They have recouped the capital again. Then they buy another car. Then they double the car. So many people with transportation business, this is what they do. They buy their trotro for you to drive, and then you realize that at the end of the second year, they have 2 cars. They have doubled it because look, this is can get a good trotro. I'll show you the price of cars later. I'll show you another cool thing I learned, right, of getting cars. So you have this money, right? Let's assume as for you that you bought your car even this same month. So you recoup your money in like 2 years. Of course, the price is going to be less, but the cost of the car is going to be less because there's doing maintenance and everything. There's everything factors into you have recoup your money. So now at the end of that, your second year, you still have a car, and you have already made your capital. So look, you have a car, and I've also made your money back. All the money put in, you have made it back with some surplus, right? And then you buy another car, right? So let's assume this is your first car. Some cars can go 4 years if you take good care of it, right? And everything. So that means that from henceforth, now you're going to basically be making double of your money because you bought another car. So now it's 2 cars working for you. So which means that how can I calculate this? AC. That means that now you're making that's 1,200. You're going to make from it. You're going to make it from 2 cars, and then so that means a month you're going to make like 9,000. Like, you all see how the numbers is going? It's very beautiful numbers, right? But again, like every business in Ghana, you need trusted drivers. Look, there's an issue. I know some of the stories, like they get a trotro for someone, they tell the person, please, I want my car to last very long, at least 5 years, 5 to 10 years and everything, right? So please don't use to do like heavy load work, like don't use my car to carry cattle, right? Don't use my car to go and carry, big and everything. Because if you're going to do that, your car body gets weakened, right? You do take the car from Accra to Tamale, taking a lot of things, a lot of load. Like, no, of course you can do, but like don't overload it with so much load, right? Because the car will be breaking down and everything, right? If they don't heat these things, your car may break down in like 1 to 2 years, right? That is not the best thing. So get a trusted, person you can use, right? Who take good care of the car, so they don't, manipulate, abuse the car, right? Get a trusted person, your car can run 5+ years, and from a second year going, you recoup the money you used to buy the car and be doubling your money from hence. You just be doubling it and you make it. People like Kennedy, Japan, that's how they make some of their initial money. Kennedy had like cars and everything. It's just taxes and everything, and like he even told the story before. Now, then of the period, like a year or two, you just double it. You double. By the time you get 10 years after working in the industry, you have like 100, you have like 50 cars working for you. Stop working. If you get to that point, please stop working. Stop being software engineer. Stop doing. Go home, build your house, and chill and enjoy. In Ghana, for instance, if you see Otum for this, they own VIP buses. They own VIP buses. Every day, people go from Accra to Kumasi. They own every day. They make money. Every day they make money. VIP bus takes like what 40 people. Everybody pays like 200 Ghana cedis. So imagine how much money they're making. The car can go like 4 trips every single day. They are making back. That's how these people are making money in Ghana. Transportation business, it makes so much money. Again, you can buy a VIP bus now, but maybe you can buy a taxi. Maybe you can buy a trotro. I'll show you how to get cars very cheaply very soon. Like taxis and all these and all those things. I don't have something, but God help us. Okay. Now, the other way, so the first way we talk about is the public service, right? Where you can get people to work for you. Again, please get a trusted person and to bring the sales, right? Maybe if you don't want them to deal directly with you, just get maybe your mom or your brother or your uncle or something, or your friend or something to deal with them. So they'll put the money into your bank account or something. Next one also is the right share, like using Uber and Lyft. They make so much money. I know somebody who edited from University of Ghana. I read his article, and he just did Uber. He just does Uber. He makes so much money, and he has even bought another car for somebody to drive for him. So himself is a driver because they make so. Have you ever sat down to calculate how much they make? These Uber people, they make so much money. It's such a gold mine. I don't even why even software engineers in the US and they do Uber or these rideshare things. They make so much money. It's a gold mine in Ghana. See, if you see a driver in Ghana, please don't disrespect them. I know the people who use their taxi driving, their truck driving, take their children to the biggest of universities, even outside the country, right? It's a gold mine. The Uber and the Bolt and the Lyft, but again, get a trusted person, right? Then there's this other version of transportation business where you buy the car, you are like, I don't want to deal with these drivers, chasing drivers to bring me my money every week and everything. So what you can do is that you can buy the car, then give it to somebody. You're like, hey, I'm giving you this car, so you can be like this. Let's assume you bought a car for, let's say 70,000 Ghana cedis. So you can give me your car. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna give you this car, but in 2 years, you're going to pay me times 2. You're going to pay me maybe you're going to pay me maybe 140,000 Ghana cedis. This is what some people do. What they do, they buy the car, then they give the car to you to work. But like, you have 2 years to pay me times 2 of it, right? That's something I know if someone who does that. So they buy the car, then they just give you the car, then at the end of the period, you pay them times 2 or some amounts they set, right? But they calculate the amount such that they make their capital back and also make some profit. Does that business make sense to everyone? Does that make sense? And many of the Uber drivers in Ghana, the business is the thing they work with. Somebody give them the cars to work with and pay them, right? So like, yeah, they're not taking weekly sales or anything. You're just paying off the car, basically. Like, it's basically a car loan, right? Does that make sense to everyone? Does that make sense? Does that make sense to people?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay,
I have
yeah.
a question.
Question. Yeah, go for it. The question, go for it.
So yeah, this is amazing. I'm more concerned about the back end stuff. Let's say the financial stuff. You said the bank account. How what's the?
Oh, I'll say everybody here should get it. If you're from whatever African country you're from, I highly advise you get a bank account in the country. If you're from Ghana, get a Ghana account. If you're from the US, get a US account. Here's the thing. You can, of course, you can get a dollar account in those accounts and they'll put the money, you can put the money in a dollar account if you don't trust the cedis, right? The other thing also is that when you start making some of this money, you can actually reinvest it into another business. Like you don't have to take out the cash to spend, right? I don't think if we start business in our first 3 to 5 years, we should be chopping the money, right? Like the proceeds easy to start another business. Is a car, buy another car, right? Like from 5 years, 3 to 5 years going issues. And when I say 3 to 5 years, people think it's a long time. It's actually not a long time. I also think it's long too, right? But look, I started Cornell like 2020. It's already 5 years, right? If I had made some of these decisions, by now we won't be on this call. I'll be on Hawaii Island chilling. I won't be here on Zoom with you people. Now look at me here with everyone. No, right? So I'd say like, reinvest the money, at least for your initial years. But of course, can have a Ghana bank account, can have a Nigerian account, can have a Taiwan, Tanzanian account. It can be a dollar account, a city account, whichever you want, right? And you should find pound, euro account, whatever you want, right? Okay. Okay, let's move on. Unless any question? Yes, please go. Or you just ask a question. Any question, or shall we move on? So that's the second one. The one that you loan the car, right? Like they basically write up. Then there's the other one where you buy a car and actually sell the car. Now this is a really sweet spot. It's an amazing business. Look at this one. I'm going to show you something. Wait, can everybody hear me? This part I want to share everyone. It's fantastic. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
The business I want to do, but I've not done it yet because also Missy can some of them. But if anybody here can give me financial aid after this meeting, please DM me. Let's start this business. Okay, I'm going to show you this. Okay, so we're talking about the buying. Notice what I'm going to show you right now also applies to all these other transportation businesses, right? How to make money from transportation business. Also, this one also from transportation business is this. Look, nobody does transportation business and runs at a loss if you do it well. Have you people been, I don't know, some of you, your parents have cars. My friends have cars and everything when I was in everything. Like, if you in the evening, if you're coming from KJT in these places, it's a struggle to find a car. Like, people, like it's like there are fewer cars, especially in the evenings. And so people rush, like people fight to enter cars. I don't know if people have seen those things before. That's a reality. That means that you will definitely make money. People bought your car, right? In fact, me at some point, when I couldn't afford a car, now I probably still can't because my account is in red right now. You can buy, what do you call it? I've missed the names. Is it Pragel or Boboya? They always confuse me. Which one is the one that people like? The one that's the yellow one. They confuse me. The names confuse me. It's
Pragel.
Yeah, this thing. Hey, it is a gold mine. It is big money. It is big money. Trust me. But again, you have to get a good and a wise driver because if you don't take care, or they call far load. Yeah, or like someone who just knock down the car and everything. But it is such big money. Hasn't anyone taken this car before dropping? When I went to Ghana in 2023, I took one dropping from Swami Runabout to my mom's business, some place in Tafo. The guy charged me some money, but again, it was late. It was like 8, 9 p.m. Who wants to be roaming about on the streets? I had to take it. Right? They make so much money. One ride, they can take 50 cities. They make so much money. It's big money. It's big money. This one. So if you can get a good deal on this car, For start, they see you can buy a car now, get a good driver, and we give this to them. Like we give them one of these. Even the other one, the Aboboya, you can it's big business. If you get somebody who even wants to gather garbage or farm or anything, they get these ones. It's big money. If you go to the north, these are some of the people in the north, they make money. It's big money. Even in Kumasi and all these areas, they make money. So if you can get a tricycle business, go for it. But now let me come to the gold mine, the other gold mine. See, there's so many gold mines I'm mentioning here. Is again it's the car system, right? Again, if you have money, give me this. So you can buy a car. So when you're getting a car, right, you don't need to buy a brand new car. I'm a car fan. I love cars. Those of you who apply for the volunteer thing, you saw I had a question about your favorite car brand. But you don't need to buy a brand new car. Now, a brand new Toyota. Let's say you want to do Uber. So let's use a Toyota Vitz. Okay. Let's look at the price in, say, Japan, right? So let's say it's 16,000, right? Can we all see the price here? 16,000 to 19,000, right? That's the price of a brand new Toyota Vitz. You probably don't have this, right? But hey, you don't need a brand new car. You don't. I don't. You don't, right? Like nobody needs a brand new car to start a business. But even if you're starting this business, of course, if you can afford, fine, go for it, right? But you don't have to, right? Let me show you another way you can do it. So in the US and in many countries like Canada, and you can, and even, you don't even have to be in the US or Canada to do this one, I'm telling you. And people in Ghana who do it. Instead, you can get a car from an auction. I'm sure what I mean. So auction cars. So you can come here. They're different. I'm going to use Copart to show you. And then let's say I want to get a Toyota Vitz. So you can buy one. You can buy a used car for sure. But I want to show you another way you can get car, right? Even if you can get your own private car for use in Ghana or anything, this is one way to get it. So I want to get a Toyota Vitz, right? And sorry, it's just going. Let me just use any other car, right? Let's just use any other car. Let's say a Toyota Camry SE. This 2022, which is a good one. So let's look at Toyota Camry 2022. So that is like, it says from 25,000, right? That's 25,000. That's a brand new one, right? I don't have that. I don't know if you do, but like, look, you don't do. But there's something called auctions in some of these developed countries, right? Somebody auctions their car. So they bring the car there. They're like, hey, I'm selling my car for this amount. It's like they can give you a base price. Then the highest bidder wins. So that means that you can, somebody said this really true Praga people make money. They make a lot of money. Yeah, if you can get a try someone, get for it. So for the auction one, so this person is auctioning their car, right? This is a starting price. They're like, they're not going to go less than this. So on the dates, that is on May 1, people will start giving their prices. So somebody will be like, okay, I'll pay you maybe 2,000. I'll pay you 3,000. Then when the auction closes, the guy who bid the highest amount will just pick the car. You own the car now. So now once you buy this car, the car becomes yours. Let's assume I buy this car from Canada, I buy it from the UK. So now some of these cars are not, they're accident cars. That means that maybe the car has been involved in an accident. Maybe the car is old. The car can have issues. Maybe the door is squeezed. Let's see if we can have an issue. Let's see the issue with this car. So let's see if we can see the issue in this car. So if we read the details here, let's see the interior is fine. So these are just, they don't have a, okay. It basically looks really good, right? Look at the interior. Look, even if you don't use it for Uber, personally, maybe car for your mom or something, buy a car like this, right? Amazing car. They sell from town. And look, this is very good. It's like what? Like 15,000, like 20,000 Ghana cedis. You never get this kind of in Ghana. It is impossible. Like I showed you the price of a brand new one is $25,000, right? Now you're getting for $1,000, right? So man, but let's say at the end of the auction, you get it for let's say $6,000 because everybody wants to take it, right? Some of them they even have some fixed amount that the moment you give them this amount, they'll close the auction, they'll give you the car. Let's say I buy this car, right? And now let's say I bought it in Canada, but hey, I'm doing my business in Ghana, or I want this car in Ghana. So this one is in New York, Albany, in New York. But let's say I want it in Ghana, right? What you can do is that there are shipping agencies. I think I want to account with this, but let's see if I can get it for you. I had to, let's see if I can remember. Let's see bid now. I have to sign in, so it's a long thing. But once you get this car, let me show you let's look for an auction from today. Let's see if we can get the auctions happening today. What's today? Today's Saturday, right? Let's see if we can. Let's see, I buy it now. Let's see a Toyota Camry LE. So trying to get this one. So I have to sign in. Do we have time for this? I have to sign in and but then let me just say what I'm trying to say. Once you buy the car, right? So look, this one after they did the negotiation, this 2023 Toyota Camry. So this one people bid really high. The car looks like almost newer, but of course don't buy this one like it's too much. So when you buy the car from the shipping lot, what happens is that you tell that these car transportation agencies, they'll go to the shipping lot, take the car, pack it in the container, and bring it to you in Ghana. You don't have to be there. You don't have to even step a foot there. No. There are people, the shipping agencies, that will go to this lot. We call them lot. That's like a car parking. They'll go take the car there for you and they'll ship it directly for you. You can do everything from this website. There's so many websites, right? Like they can literally go there, they'll take the car from the lot and they'll bring it to you straight away in Ghana. So you can buy the car for $2,000. They'll take the accident car and they'll bring it to you straight away in Ghana. And then when they bring it to you in the Tema port or whatever port you use in Ghana, Takoradi port, whatever, or Nigeria, whatever, you go and pick the car and then you can use for whatever you want. Now, because some of these cars are accident cars, one, import duties can be relatively lower, right? Because they're not bringing like a brand new car. Sometimes, but some of them is like, you see, so maybe the door is squeezed in or something. And, some of them have like, I want to show you some of the very broken ones, but like, they're not they're not like the fanciest of them all. But like, the prices are really good. Like if you look at these prices, like Toyota price is one popular Uber car in Ghana, right? Like here they're selling it for what? This is like the bid. There's no bid yet. Nobody has bidded yet, but you start from zero. So the highest bid will just basically pick the car. Let's see the issue with this car. Okay, I want to see if there's an issue with this one. This one's look really good. There seems to be no issue, right? Like, yeah. So basically you buy it and then you can see, can you also see my screen? You can see the international here. Can you see my screen? I want to show you how to move it to Ghana. Can you see it here?
Yeah, we can see.
Yeah, we
There's
can see.
international. Go to select country, you choose Ghana, right? So you choose Ghana, and then you select your port. Like, I want to take it to Tema. Then give me the codes. Tell me how much it will cost. Then it'll be like, okay, so if I'm going to take this car from the shipping lot, I'll have to sign in. I think I have an account. Doesn't mean I have a car. I beg me. I'm just curious. I just roam the world and see what's happening. Don't give me money to do it. Let's go for it. Okay, so then let's see. Agree. Okay, so let's see. Bro. Okay. So let's again do for that car we were just looking at. I just want to see how I can move that car from this place to Ghana, to Tema. Of course, once it gets to Tema, what is the thing again? Sorry, I want to just show you the whole process. Oh, it says might be paid before. Okay, let's just give okay, there's something some kind of some time to Ghana. I just try to see how the thing works. It's probably been sold already. Okay. So this is if I'm moving. I don't know what car this car. I don't know what this was the lot. If the car is in, let's say, Windsor, but wherever Windsor is, I think someplace maybe they use or something. And I'm moving to Tema. I'm going to pay 1,800, right, to get a car there, right? But using these people, so they'll go there. They'll go to this lot. That's like this parking station. Wherever you got the car from that auction site, they'll take it. Then they'll move it to Tema for you, and they'll charge you like $2,000, right? So let's assume you bought a car for 7,000 plus 2,000, or you go for 5,000, a good bid, a good auction, then plus 2,000, fantastic deal. That's like you have spent like 8,000, or 8,000 whatever dollars on a car, right? Fantastic deal. Now, that is not the whole story though. In Ghana, one of the worst things about Ghana is import duties. Ghana, if you send some car in Ghana, people at the port, thanks to the NPP government, they will squeeze you. Like they'll try. Some of them can charge you like even like what, like $7,000 for a car that you're importing into the country, right? Depends on the car. Depends on the year the car was made and the car type. If you go and buy some brand new Range Rover, they can charge you like $20,000 for you to import it in. I don't have the right numbers though. But yeah, but then let's assume you pay, let's say $5,000, for import. So let's assume at the end, let's say in all, you got some very good cars, and maybe Honda CRV, 2017, 2018, and you spent $15,000. Let's assume you spent $15,000 to get a car in Ghana. Now let's assume you do some fixings. Let's say they assume the car's door is broken. You take it to Swami Mazin. You do some gimmicks and everything. So at the end, you spent, let's say, $17,000 or $18,000 on a car, right? I'm giving very high numbers. Let's assume 18,000. You spent $18,000 to make a car look brand new, like a brand new Honda CRV 2018. Let me show you what the Honda CRV is. Honda CRV 2018, right? And this is a car. This is an excellent car. I know people want this car. Like this is an excellent Honda CRV 2018, right? And this is absolutely. If you get this, this is like a used one, the 2025, right? So let's you spend like $18 to get a car, there. Now once you've got the car there, it's $18,000. Look at the price of Honda CRV 2018 in Ghana. So once you've got a car, so now I've shown the price how to get a car to Ghana. When you get a car to Ghana, there are different things you can do. One, you can sell the car like this. You can actually sell the car. So if you do so you got for 18,000, 1, 2, 3 times 15, times 15. That is like, so in net, you actually spend 270,000 Ghana cedis to get a car ready for sale, right? But then you can sell the car for like 350,000, right? So that means you make a net profit of a lot, right? You make a net profit of and people will make profits of $10,000 on a car. You make a profit of $8,000 on a car. And look, you didn't do much. All you did was tell some company to go to some auction site, take the car to Ghana, get some mechanics in Ghana to take a look at the car and sell it for you. Then after that, you make like 10,000, you make like 100,000, Ghana cedis, that's like $10,000, right? Free money, free bone to it. Starts in the US and you make this big money. That is one way, right? You can sell the car when you fix it. You know what? So you can get the accident car from the auction site. You fix it. You can also use the car for any of your businesses here. But again, get trusted people. I know a man from Canada, a Ghanaian man, a friend of my mom. He did business. Somebody sold his car, and the person ran away with the money. He's still looking for the person. He's even taking the person to police report. They've not found the money yet because the car people will buy. But when they buy it, you need a trusted person to bring your money back, right? As I said, you can reinvest the money, right? You can reinvest the money into the market and get more money. So this is the transportation. I've spoken too much. I have to jump on business. But does that make sense to everyone? The car business and everything, like different ways you can make money from the car business and so on and so forth. Again, some of these things you can't do it yourself. It can be like a group of people, maybe 4 people, 4 of your friends. You can just do this and some of these things. Again, you can get somebody who's more knowledgeable in this. I sometimes have some people who know some of these things. They can connect you to in case you need to do something like this. Shall we move on? Any questions? We are way behind time, much more than I thought, honestly. We are like an hour, we are like over an hour. Any other business? We're almost done. I'm just going to on the next few ones. They're also very important. Then we are done. I have a full document with these details. Unfortunately, not everything is in my head. I was trying to craft a document for you like today, but I couldn't. I was doing work alongside with it, so I couldn't. Any questions on the car thingy? Any questions? Any questions? Again, we just wanted to know these avenues, right? So that in case like you want to, in case money comes and you want to, go anyways, you can actually do that. Are we good to go? Shall we move on? Are we good to go? Shall we proceed? Shall we proceed? Shall we? Good to go. Anyone has a question? Oh, come in, go on.
Yeah, come over.
Yeah, you're asking a question. Yeah, go for it. If you're asking a question, please go on. Okay, no question. Okay, next way to make money in the system, right? Wow, we've not even talked about trading and stocks and savings. I'll just rush through this ones. I love this portion right now because I love Ghana and Africa, and I think it's good to invest in the system. But hey, I'll rush through this. I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Trust me. I will rush through the stocks. And people like stocks here. I'll rush through this ones like pop. We'll be there. Okay, let's proceed. So the next thing also is other businesses that are not car or land or anything. They're actually other actual business, right? For instance, I have the numbers for water production, right? And it's one of the most profitable business in Africa, even in the world. Selling water, whether it is sachet water or bottled water. Right now, sachet water is a bit tricky in the system because Nigeria, Lagos State, they ban sachet to some extent, but everything. But hey, Ghana, we still use sachet water. But I'll see if you do sachet water, add bottled water to it, they make money. It's one of the richest and biggest gold mine in the system to make and sell water. Because hey, water is free. All you need is to make your borehole and everything, and you're going to make so much money. Because look, I know people who have water business, mineral, Voltic, and all those people. That's how they make their money. They make it. See, the profit margins are absurd. I know this guy from Nigeria. This guy makes his Nigeria, and he makes money every single day. Look, he makes money
It's the
every
bottled
day.
water business.
He started this business himself, and he spent like 24,000 to set up everything. I'll show you how to set up this business very soon. And because every day people sell water, and in Africa, the weather is very hot. So people buy water every single day. In fact, I was considering this business. Let me be real with you. I was considering this business. I was considering starting one in some area, and I asked my friend who lives there, and she's like, "We realize there's like somebody already started this business. There's like someone that's literally started there, and it's like, and look, when you start a water business, let me tell you something. Some of these business you start, you don't plan to conquer the whole Ghana. No, go to your community or some 2 towns, right? Start yours and just conquer that community. Give them lower prices so they won't buy Vortic, they won't buy Cool or any of these ones. They always buy from you. They can come to the site to buy. Guess Aboboya. Is it Pragya? I don't know. Sorry, the names confuse me. The one with the back that you can load things in. You don't even need to buy a car to distribute your water because you are basically conquering the community. So you get those tricycles and sell the water. You make bank, you make money. Every day people buy water. This guy makes so much money. I've looked at like 3 or 4 business plans for mineral water, and it's profitable. You make money every single day. Now, how do you start a water business? Of course, if you can, go for it, right? You make the sachet water, and the process is so simple. Let me show you how you can start a business. You don't need to kill yourself for this business. There are 2 ways to start it. 1, it can get manual labor, or 2, it can be fully automated, right? So what we usually get the machines from China, of course. From China. And I have some of the you see I've listed some of the links, and they can sell you the whole assembly line, right? So some of them actually come become not a manager. I'll move into an actual yeah. Let's use Tianjin. Which one did I use? When did I use? I forgot the one I used. Let's look at this one. Okay, so some of them they. Oh, how can I forget? Oh, sorry. So I'm coming. I have one side. You see the whole. So they'll come. They'll build the whole assembly line for you. Even how to make your bottles. Of course, I'll say buy bottles if you start making water business. It's a. Sorry. So I'm sure I have a. Didn't I not save this link? So they'll come and there's a process, right? There's a. Actually, let me see if I still have the business. If I have the plan out. I was trying to do the business, but I stopped because I had a sorry, let's see, water production. Sorry, I have I can try and pull it up for you right now though. Give me a second. Wait, should I show you? I want to just show you the thing. Should I open it so you will see? Just the I have it. I sent it to someone before. I can just pull it for you. Should I do it right now, or I can just touch on it? Okay. Give me just 1 second. Sorry, my family is calling. Oh, my mom and brother are calling me right now. I'll call them back later. Okay. So yeah, so that's the whole. So you can do the WhatsApp. So as I said, they can. Look, I can still find it online. Give me a second. I'll just pull this for you. Let's just use machining. That's what I'm saying. Like you can start this business by just, by not doing anything crazy. Like, you can just be here and let's see. I also do this little thing. If you contact a company in China, okay, let's use this. So this is so they give you a quote. Like, so you can basically tell them, hey, I want to, of course, so this is the whole production line, right? And you can tell them, hey, I want to produce water for, let's say, I want to do bottled water, and this amount of water, and this is the capacity I need, right? And they'll give you a free quote to be like, oh, this will cost this amount. They'll ship it to you in Ghana and everything, right? And so you can do water juice production in your house, consuming juice. Like, I have lots of business like this, but basically some of them. So this is the whole thing. So they'll give you the whole water treatment process. Like, they'll basically give you all the machinery for everything. Like, they'll set everything up for you. Like, everything will be set up for you. The only thing you need to do is to get some 2 people who will take the packs and go and put it in your pragya or bobo and go and distribute it for you. Everything, the machine does everything. The water, you drill your borehole, they make you drill your borehole, they put the machines there and everything. The whole process goes through, like, from the injection molding. So this is the injection, this is them making the bottles. So the treatment of the water, after treating the water, then, the water is now ready. Then they bottle it. Then they do the filling, they do the bottling of the water. Then they fill it. Then after they label it, you add your packages, like Vortic or whatever. Then the conveyor belts where, the packages will move. Then they print the dates, like this water is good till this. Then they do the packing, and then it will be sold. This is basically the whole process. Note, this is a full-scale process. This is what like Novartis or some companies will be using. But as a starting out entrepreneur, you don't need to do all these things, right? Like me, if I'm doing this business, I want to conveyor right now. Because hey, you can just employ 2 people. Once the thing is labeling is done, they can go ahead and carry it. I don't need this big conveyor belt. Oh, sorry, my family's calling me. I'll get back to them again. You don't need this whole conveyor belt. You can employ 2 men or 2 women. They go and lift the packs and just move it to the next stage for you, number 1. So you don't need the machinery for this. So your cost and money is saved. Labeling. I know people who just they don't use machine to do labeling. They just take the rubber, they put it around it. They're done. Some people even use like sellotape kind of thing. They just wrap the bottle, then they're done, right? Packing. Some of these things can just be, but this is a fully automated one. There's a semi-automatic, where I just described. Semi-automatic means you just use the machine for maybe the water treatment, maybe the bottling. Everything else is just something you can just manually, just do, right? So some of these businesses, so you can discuss with some of these people, like the production line, they've supplied for many, many areas and many people, and basically want to do beverage. Oh, that's one big business in Ghana. This is like specialized mineral, specialized drinking, and all the cool those drinks. I think in Ghana there are so many drinks in the system. Sugar solution. Trust me, it's so cheap to make those drinks. Then they make it for like as cheap as 70 pesos, but they sell to the people for 3 cedis, 50 pesos. They're making bank. So all these people you see, despite all these people making money, this is the business. We all do these mineral drinks and everything because it's so cheap to make. We just buy these machines from China and everything, and they produce this large scale. They just squeezing money, but see, as I said, this is capital intensive, right? You may need like $30,000 to set up this business, but average Ghanaian does not have it. But despite has it, So you can set it up with $30,000, and then he'll start making his money, right? Because it's just a lot, right? And so I have to move from this business. But yeah, this is a very good business. I couldn't start because again, you see that some of them. But that's one business. And then the other one, let's jump to the next section. Yes. Michael, go on.
Yes. Wait, how about maintenance?
Maintenance. So what happens is when they come, right? These things, usually you get a consultant, right? When they bring it to you, they bring one expertise, right? To come and show you the parts and everything, right? Be like, okay, so this usually because the people then may not. Of course, you can go for engineers from KNU. If I do this business, I'll get engineers from KNUST, right? I'm not to come and take a look, or UMAT or something, right? This is not a scary machine. It's just a motor, rotors and everything changing, like change oil, change this. I know people who are doing their own business. I know this guy, this Nigerian guy who does ginger juice. His machines are even local. See, some of these machines, to be honest, when you are scaling, you don't even need to buy from China again. Get some engineers from KNUST, so they can literally put them. Go to Mazin. They can get engineers. They can put all these machines together for you. They're not any crazy machinery. They are not crazy machinery, right? But you are starting out and you want to just do everything quickly, so you can go for these machines. But you can get people who be trained in everything, and this is machine, and you don't also. It's not fully automatic. Of course, you can do fully automatic and so on and so forth. They even have budget. They even have budget here, right? This is like a rough budget for let's say 55,000 if you want to do this number of labors. So this is like this fully automatic. And so the capacity. Some of them you can produce like let's say you can produce like 800 packs, 800 packs of water maybe a day. It depends on the capacity you want to do, right? So you have to do your research and then choose the right one, right? Okay, we have to jump to the trading part, the investment where put your money for somebody, put your money into stocks or something. Should we skip to that now? We've been beaten by time, unfortunately. I was not checking the time. Shall we move on? Shall we move on to that? Over the summer we can detail some of these things, but I want to touch on that part, right? Because people really like stocks market. Should we skip to that right now? Unless someone has some question. Wait, silence is like I don't know. I don't know.
We can skip. We can skip to that one.
Okay, is everyone good? Can we skip from the tangible assets, business in Ghana and everything? So basically, jumping from Ghana now. We're moving out of Ghana. South Africa, not just Ghana, just Africa. Okay, right. So the other ways also you handle your money, right? I thought about 4 ways. One is charity. So let me come back to the charity thing. So I think business and everything is fine. It's fantastic, right? And buying stocks is fine and savings is fine. But if you get a chance to contribute to someone's life, right? Like choose that option. For instance, this very smart person from your high school, from your JTS, or from somewhere, even a classmate in university, using let's say a good course, a good major, and let's say in Ghana, let's just say they're doing pharmacy, medicine, or some good course, let's say law, all right, or maybe engineering, or something, and they're very hardworking and everything, right? Like super hardworking, maybe they've lost a parent, or maybe they're basically needy, right? Maybe they're fatherless or something, and they need money, and you can sponsor them. I'll say choose that over any of these businesses I'm saying. Like I rank investment into a human being number one, right? It's one, God bless you too. Like they will do well and it will give you joy and peace. And look, how much can you be spent? Like, so that's number one. If you're doing charity work, fine. But as I said, I gave you caveats, right? How to do charity work wisely. Because if you don't take it, people take it for a ride, especially in our home. Someone who asks you to buy iPhone 16 when yourself use iPhone 13. Okay, so let's go to the other portion. I couldn't create a what do you call it? Let me just use whiteboard for that. Give me a second. Let me open a whiteboard thingy. Because it's all in my head. It's not. I don't have to type it out or anything. Share screen, and where's whiteboard? Sometimes I ask myself if I'm really Oh, here it is. It's not easy. Okay, new whiteboard. Okay, let's just use the same one. Okay, can you see the white spot?
Yeah.
You can see it?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, and I cannot see it though. Wait, give me a second. I can't see the whiteboard. My laptop is running so slowly. Sorry, I can't see my whiteboard. Oh, I've seen it now. Here it is. Okay. Sorry, my laptop is running slowly right now. What's happening? I don't know. Okay, let's go to the. Sorry, it's still loading. Okay, it has loaded now. Okay, everybody can see it, right? Okay, let's go to the trade. Basically, put your money into an account, right? An account. Now, for those in the US, I'm going to break it down. For those in the US, you can use. Let's do savings accounts first. Then it comes down. Okay, let's do savings account first. I highly advise that wherever you are, whether you're in the US or Ghana or Canada or UK or whatever you are, have cash. Have cash. In other words, have some tangible money you can easily withdraw. Right? Some money you can easily put your hand to and just withdraw. One, as emergency money, because you don't know what will happen, right? Anything can happen. I'm not saying something bad will happen, but like, hey, it can even be good emergency, right? Come across this very good deal. This is a very good half plot. Somewhere in Ablikuma, you're like, I want to go for this. Somewhere in Tafo, you're like, I want to get this, right? Have some ready cash by you. And I usually say have cash by you. Maybe you can have that $2,000, £2,000, 5,000, whatever money. Definitely have cash. See, do everything we are talking about. Please have some emergency fund. It's crucial. You mean an emergency, but please still have it, right? It's just wise enough to have it. Does that make sense to everyone? Have some cash, right? Now, once you put this cash, you can put it in a savings account, that's fine. But note that, especially in the US, savings accounts, traditional savings accounts in the US have interest rates of like 0.001%, which is really bad. 0.001%? 0.001% is like 0.001 divided by 100 times. So if you put $10,000 in, maybe after 1 year, you're going to make this amount of profit. Like, it's bad. I just want to tell you, it's bad. Let's say even those ones that have like 0.1, that's like, I'm just going to make like what? Like, it's bad, right? Times, let's say $10,000, right? You're just going to make $10 of your money after 1 year. Like, look, it's bad. It's just bad. Traditional savings accounts are bad. Chase savings account, look, they're very bad. The ones which are really sometimes good is like Marcus by Goldman Sachs. That's like 4.5%. So that's like 0.45. But you can see it my calculator, right? Like that, you can see it, right?
No, I can only see the whiteboard.
Oh, and I'm here typing the numbers. Oh, sorry. So I'm like 0.0. So let's assume it's like, let's say it's even 1%. Let's say it's 0.1%, right? Times, and let's say you put $10,000 into a bank account, like 0.1%. It's still pretty bad. That's like 0.0. That's like 0.001 times 10,000. So that's like, it means cancel 3 zeros, right? Like cancel 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. That means at the end of the year, just make $10 profit on your account. This is basically like useless, right? It's useless, right? The traditional savings account don't really offer benefits to internationals. It really doesn't, right? But there are alternatives, right? Alternatives include one. You can use third-party other ones, like, let's say, the ones our advice is say Fidelity. I'll show you Fidelity Investment right now. It's an amazing platform. I'll use the same one to talk about investment, like buying stocks and everything. These are ones like Robinhood, right? I think Cash App also has savings account and so on. But I'll rank them like this. I'll rank them in order of preference. I'll group them this way: Fidelity, Vanguard, and Robinhood. Now, note, UK has similar versions. I think the last time I opened the call with Baba, we looked at some of them. There's like, oh shit, what did I just do? Okay, so right, so these ones, right? So if you want to save money for rainy days or for emergency reasons, doing traditional savings account, it's not worth it, right? Plus, those also have limitations. Traditional savings account, you can't even withdraw money from it like so frequently. Like, there's a number of limits. There's a limit on how many times you can withdraw money from the account. So don't use that, right? Instead, you can use brokerage accounts in these apps. So let's focus on maybe one. They do the same thing. So for Fidelity, for instance, if you put your money into Fidelity Investments, let me show you Fidelity Investment. Fidelity Investment, if you put your money into Fidelity Investment, they will invest your money for you. They invest your money for you. So if you don't invest the money yourself, they invest it into something called a core position. Right? So use the money to buy something, for you. But again, you can take out the money anytime you want. You don't have to sell or anything. They give you, basically, it's like take your money, right? And then the rate, I think when you join, the rate is like 4.5, 4 point something percent. Let's say even 4%, which is better than the 0.1% you were seeing. And I think over time, after 1 year or something, changes this, it's 3.8% or something, which is good money, right? So if you have money which you just want to save, instead of using a savings account, open a Fidelity Investments account and just put the money there. You get at least 3.8%, I think, profit on it every single year. And I think you get the money every month. They deposit the money. You get it every, like, free of charge, right? So I'll show you how to create the account. I'll show you everything, right? Like, very soon, right? Vanguard, I know Robinhood also has it. Sometimes they even have offers. Robinhood was chasing me. They're like, hey, create our gold account and we give you like 5% interest, right? Which is a lot of money, right? That's like 5% is like is a lot of money. That's like 5 on 100, right? That's like 1 on 7. Yeah, I put 20,000 in, I make like big money, right? So instead of creating a traditional savings account, I advise you create accounts with, say, Fidelity or Robinhood or some of these other companies, right? That'll give you a better interest rate. That is number one thing about savings, right? Don't use the traditional savings account. Use these ones that are better. If you're a citizen, then of course you can get the profits from Marcus by Goldman Sachs and those ones. But we don't really have that. Now, does that make sense to everyone in terms of savings? Like, definitely save some cash, save some money. Have cash you can easily have. Don't use all your money to buy land or anything. No, have some cash, right? Cash also gives you security, right? Like, don't be a student in the US or UK or Canada at some point, or even in Ghana and have zero bank account, cash. It's not useful. If you have some $1,500 or $2,000, it gives you also a peace of mind, right? And yeah, so does that make sense for the savings? That's all I want to say on savings because we are beating by time. Can we go on to the next thing? Shall we go on? Shall we go on shall we go on to can we go on? Is this good for savings? Okay, let's move on. Okay. So now let's talk about handling. Let's talk about trading and everything. So we have something called the stock market, and that's basically how the world is run. The world is run by the stock market. Look, that's how the world is run. So the stock market simply means this. I'm going to break it to you in different ways. I'm calling the stock market in general just to generalize things, right? So this is basically how it works. So there are different versions. I'm just going to break things down. So Microsoft as a company, right? Microsoft is a company, right? Microsoft is worth, let's say, $3 trillion US, right? Like, do you know what a trillion is? My God, it's such big money. That's like it's immense, right? But now Microsoft is worth this amount because of many reasons. One of which is because of how others, invest in the company, right? So what I mean to say is that, let me enlarge this so we can see it well. So what I mean to say is this, that Microsoft is not just owned by Microsoft. It's not owned by the CEO of the company. It's not owned by even the board of directors. No, Microsoft is owned by a lot of people, including me and a lot of people. All of us have put our money into Microsoft as a company. In other words, I look at I'm like, Microsoft, I think this company has a future. Therefore, I'm going to put $100 of my money into Microsoft. So I buy $100 worth of Microsoft shares, right? We call it shares, right? That's like a share. That's like your share of the company, right? We call it shares, right? And shares can be fractional, right? So fractional means that one share of Microsoft stock is, let's say, $400 right now. Let's say you don't have $400, right? Instead, you can buy, let's say, fractional. You can buy like 0.5 or any fraction of it. You can buy, let's say, 200. So you can buy $200. I'll show you my stock account very soon when we're done. I don't have much money in it, so don't worry. So you can buy fractional shares. So people can buy into the shares of a company. Usually it should be a company you believe in their vision or something, right? You can buy into the shares of a company, right? And then whenever the company is doing well, so let's assume you bought one share of the company at $400. If Microsoft is doing well, the price of one share may raise to, say, $450, right? When that happens, you get a profit of $50. Look, you did no work. You did absolutely zero work. All you did was to wake up one day, go to Fidelity Investments, open your brokerage account, and bought $400 of Microsoft shares. Then you just went to sleep. 2 weeks or something later, Microsoft shares goes up, right? Now the share costs, let's say, $400. Because you bought one share, you make $50. Free money, free money, right? Of course, if you bought 0.5 shares, you make like 25, right? You make, basically it's proportional, right? So how much you invest in it. And this is how people make money. All the billionaires and all the millionaires you're seeing, this is how they make their money. They don't have the cash. Bill Gates doesn't have cash. They don't have like 200 billion cash. No, much of their money is into companies, right? They have shares and they have, basically that's how they have their money, right? Elon Musk and those people, their money is invested in companies, right? That is basically how they make money in America. The benefits of doing this investment, this trading thing, is because of inflation. Now, $100 in America today is not the same as $100 in America 2 years or 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, $100 was a lot, right? But now, because of inflation, the money has lost some of its power. But with the stock market, generally, if inflation is going up, the stock market also goes up. Does that make sense? So that means that your money doesn't really lose value compared to the person who has cash in their savings account. That's the main benefit of the stock market, right? Other than the company doing well and making money, and then you benefiting from the money. When there's inflation, like things are becoming expensive, right? And things are going high. You see that. So let me give you a very typical. Let me stop screen share right now, and let me show you a typical. The screen share has stopped, right? Let me show you a typical. Where has the screen share stopped? Can you see actual screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's use Microsoft again because I have the stocks and it's not going up and I'm crying. I cry almost every day. Okay, so let's look at the Microsoft stock market. Let's go. Let me enlarge this. Microsoft Corp does it. So if you just like those of you using iPhones, there's a stocks app there, right? Apple is even help trying to tell you that there's a way to make money. Sorry. Let's look at the Microsoft stock market. They're not doing the best so far. I've lost my money. So let's look at in 5 years. So in 5 years, a share of Microsoft. So on April 24, 2020, one share of Microsoft, right? One share cost $174 US. $174. Can you all see here? Can you all see it? $174, right? So 2020, when I was about starting Cornell, it was $170. But right now, so if I bought one share, that's 174. Right now, that money is 100. Right now, the value is 391. The money has more than doubled, right? 17 times 2 is 34. So if I bought one share here, now I've made times 2 of my money. Can you all see it here? Now, that is no more. It can go more. If those who bought Microsoft shares, like let's assume, I know some people, right? They bought their stocks in 2000. If you bought one share of Microsoft stocks in the year 2000, it cost $20, right? It cost like $20, $21, and you didn't sell it and you left it in your bank account. Right now, what you bought for $21 or $20, it's now for almost $400. You're a millionaire. This is basically how people become millionaires in the United States. They have these things and then they hold it. They don't sell. You know Steve Ballmer, well, one of the CEOs of Microsoft. In his time, Microsoft was really a bad company. It was really going down. But this guy had a lot of the stocks, right? They even changed him. But this guy didn't sell his stocks. He had his Microsoft stocks. He left it in. It was around this time. He left the stocks in. He left it in. And now the stocks are here. He's literally a billionaire right now. He's one of the richest people now, Steve Ballmer, just because he held onto his stocks and former CEO of Microsoft. And now the guy is a billionaire. He's literally a billionaire, right? Big money. How did he become so rich? People are like, look, his ownership he held his Microsoft stocks for about 30 years and now the stocks has gone high significantly, and that is it, right? So the stock market is definitely a good way to make money, but look, it is not guaranteed. As stocks can go high, they can come down. I'm going to use one company. Let's use these people who have killed me. Actually, I still some of them, so don't worry. I know somebody, I put some picture on my substatus today, and it's like somebody that's like, I mean, Tesla is even fine. Tesla is even doing well. What company should let me see? Is Robinhood. Like, okay, let's just see short term. So year to date, so this is somebody also, not everybody enters this market as a good time, right? Let's assume you enter the market and starting of this year. So you bought Tesla, you're like, oh, I like Tesla, I like electric cars. So sad. None of you chose Tesla as your favorite car brand. I mean, it's good if you like it, sure. Yeah, I like some, but it's not my favorite. Let's assume you bought yours starting of January. You bought one share of Tesla. That was $380, right? On March 10th, it's at 222. You've lost like what, $170. At this point, you'll be crying. You wake up every morning, you're like, I've lost $150. Somebody even bought $10,000. Right now, they've lost like over 5,000, right? So it's like the stock market can go down. I'm going to tell you that it is volatile. Stocks can go down. They don't always go up. But generally, people have the belief that over the long term, it goes up. Stocks generally go up over the long term. If you look at it short term, you cry. Look, in 1 year, it looks like it has gone up, right? I mean, if you bought it here at the peak, December 16th, you are still down, right? If you bought it at the peak, you are still down, right? Like, depends on when you buy it and everything. So there are two things I want to tell you right now. Actually, three things. Stocks don't always go up. They can go down. But in general, people believe that in the long term, it goes up. So when people when they invest in the stock market, they tell you it's a long-term game, right? They don't plan to withdraw their money now. Sometimes me, I withdraw my money, I see the market go, I'm like, I've made $100 benefit. It's okay. Let me leave you with my money, right? And pay my lesser tax on it, right? That's the point one. Point two, because of this doesn't always go up thing, people advise that don't try to time the market. What that means is that that's really you're like, I'm not buying, I'm waiting for it to go down. Then every day you're checking your app, you're checking your platform. Oh, today it's gone down. Let me buy it quickly. People are like, don't do that. It's not the best. Instead, what you do is that you DCA. DCA is dollar cost averaging. That means that you can be like, I'll buy, let's say, $50 every week. I'll buy, let's say, $20 every week. Because look, if you buy, let's say, $50 every week, realize that you'll be buying both the lows, and you'll be basically buying the minimum, right? So it's like on average, you'll be doing very well, right? You'll be doing better than the person who's trying to, buy, time the markets and everything. Like, it's not worth it, right? Doesn't make sense to everyone, dollar cost averaging. Like, instead of trying to time the market and be like, I'm going to wait and buy some, you can just dollar cost average. That is like, maybe every month you buy, let's say, $150 or something like that. That's what people do, dollar cost averaging. That is point two. Dollar cost averaging, like so that you buy bits of it over time. Number three, probably the most important thing is this. Sometimes it is risky to trust one company. That brings me to the next point. It's so tricky to trust one company. Of course, you can be lucky. Like if you bought Nvidia, right? Nvidia wasn't doing so well many years ago. But when the AI boom became a thing, right? Trust me, you wish you had Nvidia. Like when end of 2023 coming, when Nvidia became a thing, look at the stock market of Nvidia. 2021, it was so bad. 2022, it was so bad. When ChatGPT and the stock market, and AI became a thing, the stock market rose from $14 per share, $14 per share to what? To 100. It's more than 10 times. From $14 to $140. So if you had $1,000 of Nvidia, you are now at 10,000. You have 10,000 Nvidia stocks. You have 100,000. If you have 100,000 in Nvidia stocks, you're literally a millionaire in USD, not Ghana millionaire or Nigerian millionaire, right? So you can be lucky. People are like, wow, you don't know the future. So maybe don't time. Look, in the past 5 years, Nvidia is up over 1,000%. That is huge. That is like, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing, right? In just 5 years, so some companies take a whole lifetime to get here, but Nvidia did it because of AI. So if you can see the future and can predict, please see me after this call and tell me which stocks to buy. Okay. If I lose, I'm coming for you though. So then people are like, well, don't trust specific companies because you never know. So instead, what we do is that we buy something called an index fund. In other words, people in their own wisdom have come together and have put a lot of companies together. So the popular ones are called the S&P 500. So they have put, a lot of companies together. And now if I buy, so I want to always enlarge it. Actually, I can just open the stocks market up. Can you all see the stock market up? Wait, can everybody see it? Hello? Can people see the stock market up?
Yeah, we got to see the stocks.
Oh, okay. I want to show you an actual. Sorry, give me a second. I want to show you like an actual, like an app. So my laptop is going very slow. I don't know why. Okay, can you all see this? Can you see the app? I have like a stock market app open.
Yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, so now let's look at this. Onto the S&P 500. So people are like, well, don't buy specific companies unless you have some vision or something. After which I said, after this will come and tell me. So people buy what we call index funds, right? Or mutual funds. What that is that people aggregate a lot of companies. So like the S&P 500 is like a top of, let's say, the top 500 companies, let's say the United States. I think the United States, right? So if I buy one share of the S&P 500, what I've actually done is that I have bought fractional shares of each of these companies. Does that make sense? So instead of buying just Apple or Microsoft, I buy the S&P 500. That means that I have bought, a piece of all these 500 companies. Does that make sense to everyone? So with that, there's a benefit. Apple may go down today, but Microsoft may go up. Google may go down, but Tesla may go up. Of course, sometimes all of them go down. It happens, right? But but the risk there are relatively minimal, right? Does that make sense to everyone? How these funds work? So the fund S&P 500 is just basically a collection of companies. And if you buy, you're basically buying into a lot of companies, and this is generally safer. So when people say you cannot beat the market, when you hear you cannot beat the market, this is what they mean. They mean that, hey, choosing individual stocks may not, in the long term, will not beat the S&P 500 because this one is just guaranteed to go up. If this S&P 500 collapses, basically America has collapsed, and if America collapses, basically the world has collapsed. Why I made that statement is because S&P 500 is not only invested in by Americans. In Europe, people buy the S&P 500. Countries have bought into it, right? Everybody buys it, right? It's sad that it's underdeveloped in Africa, but I know Africans also buy it, right? So everybody is investing into the stock market, in the US stock market, the S&P 500, which is basically the most popular. So if it goes down, right, that means the world has gone down. Even if during the 2008, the 2008 crisis, right, you see it came down a bit, but it picked up again. So if you don't want to be crying every day and be crying and be like the markets and everything, just buy an index fund like this. Just buy the S&P 500. Just buy this, right? And it's safe. It doesn't go down so badly. It doesn't also go up so much. So somebody who chose NVIDIA 5 years ago has definitely made more money. Look, if I look at NVIDIA, so look, this one is now at, it's in the past 5 years. If I look at 5 years, it's up by 2694, right? 2694. If you can see the value here, it's up by 2694. Okay, can you all see the 2694 here? If I look at NVIDIA became so rich that they even ended up splitting, like they even split the company. So this is after they split into 10. So multiply this value by 10, I think. So that one was like 2694. This one is like 1 point something, right? Like it's higher, right? What I'm trying to say is that with specific stocks, you may be lucky and make a lot more, but the risks are also there. But with the S&P 500, it's like a kind of averaging, like you're not losing so much, you're not gaining so much, you're kind of middle, right? Some people are like top 500 companies, people are like, nah. Sometimes only the top 100 that even do something. So the other ones, like let's say the kill, right? Some of them, it's more like they focus on like, let's say 100 companies or 80 or some number of companies, right? And they're like, I don't care for the last 200, I don't care about you, right? Like that's what some people do, right? They just focus on, some maybe top number. Some people are like, sometimes the 500 is not enough. I believe that the companies outside the 500 does to do really well, right? And so the other ones like the total markets, like Vanguard's VTI. So this one, if you buy this, you're buying the total market, right? So Vanguard VTI is like you're buying into the total markets, like the whole market. Whether you're in the top 500, not in the top 500, you're part of this. So if I buy a VTI, if I buy one share of VTI, that's like I bought into all the total market, right? Like the 500 plus more, right? The VU is also, there are ways to track. So S&P 500 is a general thing. Companies have a way of tracking it, right? So you can buy VU. VU simply is Vanguard's way of tracking the S&P 500. I'll show you practical ways how to buy these things very soon. I'll switch to the theory very soon, right? And yeah, you can also buy into Berkshire, like, and they're different. So this is what the stock market is. You can buy for a specific company. That can be risky, but if you have a vision, buy, you make your money. But you can also buy into a fund like VU or the S&P or the Kill or whichever you want to buy, right? These ones are like groups of companies, right? and so on and so forth. This whole part makes sense. I want to see some practicals. Especially those in the US. I want to show you how to create like some of the
Yeah,
accounts.
it makes sense.
Okay. Oh, we should do the accounts. We can do the account creation like over the summer. Because we're beating by time. I mean, this is the last thing, though. Yeah, just go on. Ask your question.
Yes. I don't know. I've been my network has been messing up, so I don't know if you've talked about hedge funds.
So the thing is, so you don't really, I mean, since you're just buying, you don't really need to worry about hedge funds. So here's the thing, people are just managing all these portfolios, right? So look, for instance, if you take, there was something called managed portfolios, right? Like, let's take the S&P 500, for instance. Let's take some index fund, right? Some people somewhere like on Wall Street, some place in Chicago or some places, they are managing some of these things, right? So like they are managing like, okay, I think this company should go out, this company should come in, this company should go out, this company should come in, right? They manage these things actively for you, right? So if you buy any of their managed funds, right, you pay, let's say, a percentage fee, you pay some fee to them, right? But they're basically managing this. But if you're just a trader, you don't need to worry about all those things. You don't want to, you don't need to worry about the back end and everything. Just your little surface level research. Just buy VU. Vanguard uses FXAIX. This is FXAIX. Like if you're using using Fidelity, you can buy this Fidelity's way of tracking it. Fidelity tracks it using this one. If you're using the Vanguard app, you can buy VU or anything. I think with FAX, so VU, for instance, can be traded. I want to go into the details, right? There's something called EFTN, mutual fund. You don't need, like, honestly, I'll show the practice. I'll just show you. It's just a quick pop up, you'll be there, right? So yeah, so you just go on and buy. I'm gonna show you something very quickly. Let me see if I can. So again, given how much money I don't have, let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can connect my sorry, give me a second. My phone was trying to call. I want to check very quickly if there's something urgent, right? Just give me a second. Let's not in a meeting, so after. Okay, now let me show you something. So screen share, what screen share? This is share. I'm going to show you Cash App for now. I'm going to use Cash App, but I'll show you Fidelity on the web. In the web screens. How do I share my iPhone? I want to connect my iPhone to this. iPhone, iPad, AirPlay. Please, I'm using Apple development because I love Apple anything. I think that's why I got Apple. I want to get S25 Ultra, but better still, let's wait for the S26 or whatever next release. If you can help me, God bless you in advance. Okay, let's do this. So it's loading. I'm just trying to share my phone screen. Can you see my phone? My very sad phone. That's all I meant to say. Can you see it?
Yeah, we can see it.
Somebody saying home workout. Does he workout? I beg. I don't know why I got another app, but no. Let's see. So I want to show what I want to show you Cash App. Okay. So when I started this whole thing, I used Cash App, and so what I did. We cannot see can you all see the app? Can you all see my phone?
Yeah.
Okay. So I got, so that's when I basically said, this was like, I said, I think summer of, I started working on Microsoft. So summer of 2023, summer. Okay. So I think it was some months before then. Yeah. So it was, so summer of 2023. So around that time, my God's grace, I don't know, man, I was a bit good. I don't know why. I chose NVIDIA. I chose some very good stocks. Look. So I chose when I first bought it. So my percentage gain is, look, if you look at the total gain percent, so there's total value and the total gain percent, I'm up over 250%. That means that I have doubled my money and I've doubled it again. If you look at the amount there, so I invested like, let's say $100. That's how much I bought. And now it's $300 above. So imagine, add 0 to it, add 2 zeros. If I had bought, I didn't have money, of course. So I'm still, low financially, but God is helping me. Amen. So if I bought $100,000, by now I have $300,000, free $200,000, right? So like I'm up by 270%. I made a good choice, right? I made good picks then, right? So this is basically, so if you want to buy, let's say if you're using Fidelity, if you're using like a Cash App, and I bought a couple of, I got, let's say Meta, like a Meta, I've made like 100%. 100% means I've doubled my money basically, right? Total percent gain, I've basically doubled my money, right? So I invested 35 and I've made 35 gain, right? So if I put in 100 million, I would have been 200 million now. Oh, God help me. Should have had money. You should have contributed, but you didn't trust me enough. Okay. So, there's a couple. Then the S&P, I bought really. So even the S&P, look, I bought like $1. I told you can buy fractional shares. I'm up 34%. That is big money. That means that if I bought $1,000, I've made 300 free money, $300 free money, right? Now, if you want, can start with Cash App or any of the apps you want. So Cash App, just you want to buy a stock, can just go here, just do search, and just do a, let's say, VU, just do like VU or whichever you. I beg, wait, sorry, relax for me. Let's say you hey, what is Taco Bell? I beg, relax for me. It's been a while. Okay, let's search for you here. Let's say you want to buy, let's say, the Microsoft stock. Just you can just type the phone, the Microsoft or anything, and then just hit buy. And then I have $10 of it. You can just buy whatever amount you want. If it's custom, just type the amount you want, and you can just buy it, right? It's just you can set auto investing, at least for Cash App. You can just buy it there, right? There are like many ways to that was back. Okay. And then so basically just go search for it. If you're not sure of what to buy, sometimes there's also news. You can look at performance. You can look at week period. Like you can basically there's so many like the United States. What has made it very easy for you to see. Not buy kill. Like there's so many. I'm just saying you can easily buy, right? Buying is not difficult. Let's download the app, go online, just buy it, right? I think you need get if any use you don't have get an SSN. The UK have an insurance number, whatever. Just get it, right? And yeah, it's so easy to buy it, like accounts, like with better interest rates or something. So yeah, Cash App is one app to use. There's also Robinhood. Let me show you the Robinhood one. Robinhood. It's also Robinhood, and they do a similar thing. Robinhood even allows you to do night trading. I mean, out of market trade. If the market opens 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and closes. Hey, my Robinhood is angry with me. Market opens 9:30 a.m. Eastern time and closes 4:30 a.m. Eastern time. That is fine. So see the interest rate I'm talking about. Robinhood is like, hey, if you use my savings account, when we give you 4.5% interest rates, which is big money, right? The traditional bank won't give you that. They'll give you 0.01 as an international student. Basically useless. We're getting 4.5, which is big money. So, but hey, I don't want that. I don't even have money to save in there. So this is also Robinhood. The UI is fantastic. This company was one of my companies I was working at 3 years ago. Now they're a bit down. But yeah, it's amazing. And you can also do the same thing. I know people use Robinhood, so it's the same thing, right? And the UI is clean. I like the engineers for Robinhood are really good. The UI is so clean. I really like the UI. So you can just get Microsoft. There are so many, stocks and ETFs you can just buy here. You can buy this in the given. For sometimes if there's news or like news, some these news help. They help you, should I continue investing? They basically, so there are all these apps. That one I want to also show you next is Fidelity, which I think you should get. So those who be doing their internships and those things, some of the companies will use this Fidelity, right? This Fidelity, because they'll put your retirement money and everything there. Some also use Vanguard, whichever you want. So I think it's good if you have this Fidelity. You can put all your money at one place, right? You can put your brokerage, you can put everything there. Okay, so let me show you that very quickly. Stop share. Hey, do you want 1 minute break? I think we've been what's so long? We've actually gone 2 hours. I thought this thing would be very quickly. We're almost done. Trust me, this is the last thing. Let me done. I know I didn't even plan to last this long yet. Because I'm hungry. But I also know how food. I know how food so it's like it's only the ending now. This is real food. I'm sorry. Okay, let me show you the okay, people are still here. Lovely. Okay, let's show you Fidelity investments. I prefer Fidelity. I think it's a cool thing. So you can use Fidelity, you can use Sharp, you can use Vanguard or anything. Fidelity is easy peasy. Please, if you have your SSN or something like in the US or something, please have a Fidelity account. You can start. Oh shit, I'll talk about Roth IRA, God willing, over the summer. Not today. We don't have time today. So it's easy to open an account. Just go to open an account. Honestly, it's easy. Once you open an account, so they ask which kind of account type do you want. You can just have the brokerage account. Brokerage account is just like a savings account. When you don't invest the money, they will invest it for you in stacks. That's the core position. Like it's just like savings account, but get interest rate of like 4% or something. And if you want to buy stocks, it's easy. You can just use it to buy stocks too. It's just like, yeah, and it's so easy. You can't handle. You don't even see. Trust me, you don't even need a bank account. If you don't, it's fine. Just go and create an account here. You can use it for all your everything. You can even get a debit card in addition and just use it, right? It's an amazing thing. If you don't have a bank account with Chase, Bank of America, it's fine. Just go and create one here. It's fantastic. If you want to create an account, just please, this is not Fidelity Bank, the Ghana one I beg. I think one day I told somebody Fidelity, they are like, so let's say I'm not a customer. It takes just a few minutes. It's fast. It's not papa, you are there, right? Just try creating UCs, and just for me, I'm also creating with someone. But get an SSN if you don't. If you're USPD, just get an SSN. I know the UK has equivalent. Now let's switch. So it's just easy peasy. So name, I'll just put my name there. Date of birth, I was born in like February 2nd, 1976. And yeah, Papa, you are there. Okay, so that's it. Now in Ghana, I know Ghana people say talk things like forex trading and other things. Honestly, I know it's a good thing, but please do your due diligence. See, Ghana, because what these first people try to do is that they try to buy, because in Europe and the US, it's very direct. See, I just went on an app and bought it myself, right? Because these countries have agreements and contracts and everything with these countries to make it feasible. But I think in Ghana and Africa, we actually don't have it, right? So there are all these third-party platforms in Ghana that allows you to do that. It's so sad things, right? Like it's just because of these things. They just become millionaires simply by trading, right? But like in Ghana, it's like, oh my God. Okay, let's move on. This is on the day to cry. Another day will be for that. But so some of these, even I think the Ghana Stock Exchange allows you to buy some of these things, but it's bureaucratic. I've been to the sites before to see how feasible it is to buy from Ghana. And you can buy it, or people use something called the bamboo app in Ghana, but still be careful, okay, because Ghana, so don't be doing secret journey. All right, so Ghana, you can buy into the stock market and everything using the Ghana Stock Exchange, but it's a process. Like you contact this one and then this one. So this is the ETFs. What I'm talking about, the stock market is basically ETFs, right? There's bonds and everything. You can look at that later. So this is how to, they're ways here to invest into it and look, yeah. So the Ghana, you can look at this site, Ghana Stock Exchange. Also go on Reddit and see how people are doing it. But yeah, you can also do it from Ghana. That's when it's not as easy, at least when you're starting, as in from Europe or America. But once you know the process, is easy. Once you know the process, please send us a message. We'll connect all the Ghana people to you. You can also take commission. Yeah, and then you can do it for them. Okay, so that's it. People have made videos how to buy and sell stocks, and we can buy stocks into other countries. You can buy European stocks and everything, even if they're in there, and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's basically that. Create a fidelity account if you can, and everything. And those of you who come to work in the summer, you can create it. Your money, your pay, your salary. You can deposit a fixed amount into your brokerage account. As I said, when you start working over the summer, please. One thing I did was I have a Chase account, I have like a Bank of America account. I can show you what's in the money in the account right now. It's not much. You probably don't believe me. Almost always I'm below $100. Yeah. So what you can do is that when you're working, I advise that don't keep your money. Don't have just one bank account. Like have maybe two or something and split the money. Have some account that you don't easily withdraw money from, right? It can be that to Fidelity account and direct some percentage of the account to it, right? So if you're being paid $3,000 every month, push some 1,000 or 1.5 to that account. It can be in the Fidelity one or something, and you can let the remaining then trickle down to Chase or Bank of America or Citizens Bank or any other account that you can easily pull from, right? Like you have to be we have to financially wise now so we can reap in future, right? Saving is also biblical. Those of you who are religious, like saving and investment is a biblical thing, right? It's a biblical thing. God says you bless, the work of your labor, the work of your hands, the fruit of your all these things. Like you have to do something, right? You have to start from somewhere. And also, as I said, we all want to be financially independent. I don't want to be a software engineer for 50 years of my life. No. Eventually, I want to check out and get some huge land somewhere in Ghana, and then have a horse. No, actually not a horse. Maybe I don't know. Get a bicycle, and then but still have some animals and everything. I want to be a farmer like goes sit under some cottage, make some cottage room, and just go enjoy there. Yeah, that's me. So yeah, so that's basically it. I think we're going to have to end here because we are way behind time and take any few questions people may have. Any questions? Sorry, I didn't touch on a couple of things because we're beaten by time. We've been beaten left and right by time. We'll go over the summer. We may maybe add some of the things, but I know I've spoken a lot. I have, but any questions? Sorry, I thought this would take less than an hour or something.
Cornelius.
But people have money. So any questions? Yeah, go for it.
So for the different categories you gave, like what's your advice on like percentages? Like what
Oh,
percent?
good question. How do you smash them? Yeah, very good question. Very, very good question. So for me, right, when I started, right, what I did was also side note, the stock market is a bit tricky now because of the tariffs by the United States. Some it's a bit tricky now. So some are down, some are high. Like be wise about that. But then I would say I gave one advice when I started that if you're from Ghana or Africa or any place there, I highly advise that you get a plot of land or half plot somewhere back home, right? So I'd say if you have some money, try and at least get that. If you can, right? Try and get that. And then, so that is number one. And then number two, I would say have tangible cash, right? Have cash in your account. I would say not less than, if you're working, not less than $1,000, right? Money you can easily put your hand to, right? Then then the remaining money in your own way, divide it into maybe buying more assets like land or car or something, or do investments, right? Do like trading, like actual trading, or just leave it in the trading's account. What I want to advise you do is buying some things for yourself. Like don't buy a personal car to drive if you're not starting out. Like don't do that. It's not wise in my experience. Like, like don't start out too, like, like don't buy it. It's not, because fuel management, it's not worth it, right? So I'll say if I had my money and I had my way, I would save 30%. I would save as in like the security deposits, like my emergency fund, maybe 30% deposit that. Then I'll do maybe right now, given the stock market, I'll do maybe 20% stock market. And then I will do investments, like maybe at least I'll do 30% stock market. Instead of 40 now, then 40, I'll do maybe get assets, maybe 30% for asset, maybe land or yeah, something like that. Maybe the remaining 10% to maybe, just splash it on them and everything, right? But then because again, some of the assets and everything, they're very low loss, like they're very like low risk, right? So I'll do maybe more low risk stuff now. But also I'll do the charity thing. As I said, investing in a person is much better thing. If you can, if God helps you. Some of us want to do it, we just don't have enough. But I say some of the things I'm telling you is just to prep you for the future, right? When the money comes. And yeah, so I'll say definitely do your percentages as you deem fit. But these two things you should get some emergency fund, and if I can get some half or one plot, get it. Me personally, right now, in terms of land, I'm actually looking for my friend Rolf. Got some one plot somewhere in Tafo. I didn't have money, and then we're back in school and everything. Trying to see if I can also get one. Trying to see if I can buy his from him. He got it for like 40,000. My God, it was such a good time. But why didn't I get it? Because I had finished, I think I was doing an internship or something. I wasn't even the one who told him about it. I was even the one who was like, get this, right? But sometimes we're only preachers. But God is working on my heart. That's what I can say. So yeah, to definitely do that. And I think over time you learn how to portion the money. But don't do all crypto. Like don't do. See, some of the things like crypto and aggressive stock investing, I'll say do it when you really have money. Do it when you can really spend the money. Like if you have $20,000 and you can spare, $3,000, fine, go do your crypto. But please don't have $5,000 and buy $3,000 crypto. It's not wise, right? Like, yeah, we all want to have money, but that's not the best way, right? You have to be financially smart, right? I can do $200, $400 crypto to test. You see how I showed you my stocks account, my cash app one? Like it's like I was testing the waters to see how the market moves and everything, right? So please be wise about that. It's better to have money in hand than to lose it outright, right? So don't have that in mind. But hey, use money well, handle money wisely. I believe that if we really handle our money well, we'll really be big men and big women, God willing, in future, and be very independent. And as I said, some of the things we have discussed, as an individual, it's a bit hard to execute it, right? But if you have a group, maybe there's a friends on this call, or you may want to form a group on this call and everything. Maybe I'll go to turn some friends at some company. Let's come together a group of 4 or 3. Be like, hey, can we start this water business? Hey, maybe can we get the land here? Maybe some of them there's power in collectivity, right? And put into all the things I discussed, if you want to follow up, maybe you want to go into lands, you're like, hey, when I have contacts who can actually help us work on that. So if anything, I'm paying me on Slack or anything like that. And yeah, I think we should be good on that. Does that make sense? Pat, does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good stuff. Any other questions? We are ending the meeting in 10 minutes. I'm closing the meeting in 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. So please be here. If you don't have anything urgent today, please be here. Let's answer everyone's questions. Very good. Why I want people to be so people can ask questions, and I'm very practical with everyone here, because some of this I really believe in Africa, and I believe in Ghana, I believe in Nigeria, I believe in these African countries. I really believe that if we who are doing well by God's grace are really faithful and strong, we can really put money together and really develop our own countries and stuff, right? It's so sad that many of the people are buying lands, people are buying assets, and good Chinese own things, they own farmlands, they own these things, these diaspora people, like people are owning the place. If you don't take care, you go back home in 15 years and you basically be the foreigner there, right? And I think America has kind of reached an apex. America isn't like booming, like expanding, but Ghana is, right? Look, the company may want to No, no. Amazon may try to expand to Ghana. When they come, they need a land to build their office on, right? Hey, you can sell your land to Amazon, charge them high. You can build your own office and just rent it to them, right? Like there's so many opportunities, right? In Africa, it has a lot of untapped potential. As I said, it involves a lot of capital, right? Some of these things are very capital intensive. That is why, Ghana is not so, because look, even if you want to do a water production business, like what, you need like $30,000 for your machinery and everything, and get your bubble yard to run the runs for you and everything. Not everybody, the average person in Ghana doesn't have 30,000. Me sitting here, I don't even have 30,000 cash. I don't even, right? Um, so, but yeah, as I said, if you come together in a group, sometimes you can execute all these things. And the other business I didn't even talk about, even, Crocs, right? People know Crocs. Do you know Crocs? Well, not even say, there's this one my friends and I used to say, Banku rubber, right? The transparent rubber we used to do Banku. You know it, right? The one we put food in and everything. It's such a good business. Like,
Papaya.
yeah, papaya. It's such a profitable business. It's big money. People buy it every day. The production cost is very low. But again, you need the machine, you need the capital. So there's so many things. We thought this is like, cylinder, right? Like the gas cylinder in Ghana. Almost every home in Ghana have gas cylinder. You gotta ask yourself, where is these things from? The companies there in Ghana that are producing these things and they're making money. They make bank, right? They make bank. Once you start thinking about these things, right? Look, I'm still that in the future, we have some of us here doing papaya rubber, some of us doing, Crocs, the Crocs slippers. Almost every hospital in Ghana, they wear Crocs, right? Like it's everywhere, right? People doing t-shirts, people doing some of these things, people processing tomatoes, people doing all these things. That's how the country develops, right? You go to China, that's what literally people do. So, and even those of us in Ghana, this session is not just for those outside Ghana. Those of us in Ghana, you can save your money. You can save your money. You can save like 500 cedis every single week with your friend. At the end of the year, you have 10,000. Your two friends have 10,000. 10,000. Come together, start something. Look, the family business I showed you. Some of these people have never traveled. Some of them have never traveled. Lenny makes like $5,000, over $5,000 a month and everything. He went to school like University of Ghana and everything. He started doing habanero pepper farming in Ghana, in Volta region. Like he's like, he doesn't need any investors. When Lenny is like, don't invest with me. He's basically independent now, self-sufficient. He's his own private owner and everything. The Uber guy I told you about, it's the same thing, right? So you don't need to travel to, of course, if you travel by God's grace and you get to work to do, it helps you to get the capital relatively faster. I think that's the main benefit in being here, right? Because you do your summer internship, you can get some $5,000, which the person in Ghana will have to use maybe a year or 2 or 3 to get. But over the summer, you're able to knock down $5,000, right? This is a really good thing, right? Oh yeah, Michael, your hand is up. Michael, go for it. Michael, are you talking? Wait. Oh, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so I was saying aside the capital, which is
Mhm.
the a barrier of entry for most people, the main or major concern is getting trustworthy people to work
Yeah,
with.
the people is crucial. It's definitely crucial. Like, yeah.
And it's just so difficult getting people to manage your business if you are not in it.
Yeah.
So with most of the examples, like the Uber guy, and then the guy who was having the farmland and whatnot, like they are involved to some extent.
Yeah.
But
So, so one way to handle that, right? The kind of thing is, so one, if you're there, fine. But as I said, you can still it's difficult to get trust, but you can actually get trustworthy people. Me right now, me sitting here, right? Like me here. If you people give me $20,000 to start any of these businesses, before God, I can actually get trustworthy people to manage it. Some of my friends from high school, I can bet my life on them. Like I have some very good friends from my school that are really good, right? Even beyond them, my family. I have an older brother who's in Ghana. I have just some like you can still get family, you can still get people. You can even sometimes can be like if you just want to enter into farming. Like if I have a friend of yours whose father is into farming, or somebody, I can still, it's difficult, but you can actually, right? That's what I'm like, even when you're using an agent or a middle person, you yourself be on ground. Ask for status updates every week. So status updates, sometimes you even ask a day, any updates, any this, right? Get people who are very trustworthy, right? It's crucial, like, but it's difficult for sure. I'm not trying, it's not even just in Ghana, but it's bad in Ghana because Ghana, the moment they know you're in America, people may take you for a ride. I mean, you hear this thing like, if someone to buy a house for you in Ghana, you go and they have built a cottage for you, and they have built a hotel for themselves. Yeah, it's real. It happens. Right? Because some of the people too are very lazy. Like they're so lazy. Some of them people, oh my God, they are so lazy that I can't even explain it. Some people are very, very lazy, right? So yeah, use trustworthy people. If for starters, you can trust your family, use your family, right? Like you can use maybe tell your mom about it, tell your dad, hey dad, and just let them know you are still a foreigner here if you have traveled, right? Like, and sometimes so you can also get interns. One way to manage some of these businesses, get interns. Like if you do a business, like university, get print flyers, employ people. Because look, they're going to spend like 3 months or so over the summer when school goes on vacation. Get interns, get some media people from KNUST, let them be a social media personality, pay them 200 cities or something, because it's a side business they're also doing. Get the agricultural students, pay them 700 or something, let's get some people. You can still, maneuver, because unemployment is very high in Ghana, right? It's very high in unemployment. There's some people who genuinely want to, sometimes even in your churches back home, some of the people, they just don't have a job, right? If your pastor announces that there's a business opportunity for maybe in this factory, for like people will come, right? So for sure it's hard, but it's not impossible, right? I know people who are making it work. The transportation one, some people, because they don't want to hassle with the drivers, they do the second one I told you about, the third one. Give the car to the driver, sign a contract and everything. And what you do is that, if you get a car, please, if you can add a tracker to the car, it's very cheap. Buy a tracker, add it to the car, so you know wherever the car is. You can meet your house, and then, and then we track in the car, where the car is and everything, and so on and so forth, right? So yeah, it's hard. Like every business has risk, right? But if you do your due diligence and God helps you, also pray about your business every day, right? You do definitely make bank. Okay. Michael, is there anything more you want to add, or anyone?
That's about it for me.
Oh, okay, yeah. The people are crucial. The people are definitely crucial, but it's possible. It's very possible. Okay. No other questions, right? I'm thinking we've got to learn over the summer if we may. It depends on, because of the summer we mainly focus on recruiting, getting jobs and everything. But if we have time, also I care about money, right? Because I know people, me myself, I've made money a couple of times, but when even I was in school and everything. And so money is very critical, because sometimes it's easier making money than keeping it, right? So this session is equally important, so over the summer, if we have time, we'll have another session to handle more practical reasons. I have data on some of the businesses, because as I said, I don't have them in, but I just do my research so that when the money comes, I know where to put my money, right? I have business plan for like 2 other see my work people, they're messaging me. My manager is like, why is this just not passing? So forgive me, it's not my fault. It's so yeah, so basically, so I think so I think that's basically it. That is basically it. Any questions? So now you're feel free to hop off. If you have any questions, please. Slack is very active. Slack is getting active because recruiting is coming, so feel free to ping a message. People have questions, you can stay around and listen to people's questions, or give your own. As I said, it's inputs. Just add yours. But if you have any message follow up, just send me a message on the Slack. And please, if you'll be recruiting this year, start picking up your Python intensively, right? And Papa will be there. Yeah, I really have hope for us going this year. Last year was amazing, was fantastic. Last year is I think last year was our best year so far. We had lots of people getting fantastic offers and everything. We go full scale again on this year. And okay, Elikem, your hand is up. Yeah, please ask a question. Yeah, Elikem, whatever you want to tell us.
Yeah, my question doesn't have to do with finances. It's about internships and getting prepared for the internships.
Well, okay. So give me a second, please. Sammy here.
Yeah, Cornelius.
Yes, I think you can stop the whoever is recording, you can stop the recording now, because I think we're done with the. Wait, before that, do you have any question related to the financial parts, so that we can wrap up that recording, so we can separate it and then we come to the recruiting stuff? Anybody has financial related question before?
I have a quick question.
Yeah, but go for it.
Yeah. So let's say if you have
Yeah.
you have a Fidelity account, as you're saying, do you need an additional Robinhood or?
No.
Okay.
I was just exploring. That's why I have all these things.
Okay.
Fidelity can do everything, honestly. With Fidelity, give you Fidelity, you can use it for. We talk about some of retirement account using Roth IRA, 401k, all those. We talk about them later, but you do that yeah. But
Okay.
Yeah, we talk about this one, but yeah, you can just use one. Yeah, everything. Any other finance related question? I guess not. Okay. Yeah, Sammy, please, whoever is recording, please go ahead, terminate the recording. And